Bruce, I don't have a picture. Ready, let's go. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ferguson Field. This is Joe Bates along with Trek Lyons, bringing you the game tonight, the homecoming game, where the Box Elder High School Bees will take on the visiting Logan Grizzlies. And all of a sudden, this is going to turn into a little bit of a grudge match, because I can remember very vividly, Trek, last year when I traveled to Logan, and probably one of the worst rainstorms I've been in a long time. I happened to be outside, and we were not allowed the booth at the time. And I got soaking wet along with my color man, Tom Shaw, and we remember that game. But I think the Logan Grizzlies going to remember it, because I think we beat them about 5 touchdowns.
There's going to be a lot of players on the Logan team that will remember that game. They have an offensive unit with only one underclassman, which is Ty Kidman. He saw a lot of varsity action last year. They're going to remember that. They're going to come out and show something. This is the last chance they have to come back against this Box Elder team and to put that to rest.
Well, I think one of the things that are going to be kind of an unknown quantity tonight is going to be whether or not the Box Elder Bees can move offensively. So far, both showings have been very, very effective defensively. They scored fairly well at Cedar City, Trek, but I really don't think that was a good indication of their offensive power, because I really think Cedar was quite a weak team.
I think they were. They met a physical team last week in Mountain View. Very big team. They still rushed for over 160 yards in the game, which was a little bit surprising. I think the thing that halted them were penalties at untimely situations, and they also lost the ball in that slick field last week.
The other thing which I think will be interesting to find out, Trek, is that I was talking to a few of the players today, and Box Elder's thrown in a few wrinkles, and their offense will be a little bit different. They're threw in, I think, a double reverse that they've been working on this week. And the other thing that they've been talking about is maybe a little more passing. And I think they're going to try to balance it out just a little bit more and try not to key so much on Ryan Shaw. I think in the last game, it was very obvious to the Mountain View defense that Shaw was the primary receiver.
He was. This week I spent some time with the Logan coach, and as we talked, he was very concerned about Ryan Shaw. He noticed that Ryan was the recipient of a lot of pass plays his direction. They're worried about him. He's a big kid, and they knew that Box Elder ran for most of the time last week, and they knew that this week they'd have to throw in a few changes and see if they could mess up the Logan defense a little bit. So Logan's going to prepare for them to throw a little bit more, but I think the only play that they ran last week was that misdirection where Berto Rodriguez threw the long pass to Adam Smoot. And that seemed to be their only play that was a razzle-dazzle last week.
The thing I think will be interesting about Logan, and you did the research on Logan, maybe you can talk to us about this, is the one thing that I did read about and have been following is that they were a pretty good passing team, and the one vulnerability that the Bees have had in the past, for years past, has been that secondary. So that's going to be tested tonight, am I correct?
It is. Perry Christensen runs is very much involved in the passing league in the summer. He has his athletes out there in the summer nights going through plays and running them, and he really believes in an open offense. He likes to throw the ball. He likes to run a lot of razzle-dazzle. It stretches out a defense. Every time that a team goes to play a Logan team, the whole week before they have to prepare for an offense that has a lot of different and goofy plays, which can mess up the defense, and that will really stretch out Box Elders. They had a few long pass plays thrown on them last week.
Let me ask you this question, Trent, since you've been involved in athletics, especially in homecoming. How much of advantage or disadvantage is this for the visiting team to be playing somebody on their homecoming? The reason I ask that is a lot of times teams will get caught up in the excitement of the moment of homecoming, and they get wrapped up in the homecoming queen and then all of the festivities. And how difficult is that to keep your mind right on track as far as football is concerned?
I think that's a really good point you've brought up. I know that the coaches are concerned during the week that the players have their mind on Friday night. Even with all the activities they like having the students participate in, They're really worried about the concentration level of Friday night, having good practices during the week. When the team is practicing during the week and they have the after-practice activities, I think it tends to detract from them. And as an opposing team, you love coming in, and you love playing a team on their homecoming and knocking them off in front of their big home crowd.
Again, we're probably going to see Joe Stewart at quarterback tonight, Trek. What was your evaluation when you saw him last week?
I was really impressed with his quick feet and the intelligence in his reads. They used him an awful lot running, and as we talked about, the slippery conditions, and they didn't use much of the passing game last week. I was really impressed with him. He's a quick thinker. He's got quick feet. Logan's preparing for that, preparing for his quickness. If he gets the time back there to pass and the line keeps firing out, I think we could have a big offensive game from him. He rushed for over 60 yards last week on quite a few carries, but I was impressed with him.
What are we talking about as far as size differentiation tonight? Is Logan and Box Elder about the same size, would you say, across?
They are. Logan's defensive line is bigger than their offensive line, which will help them due to the large size of Box Elder's offensive line. Box Elder is bigger. The big key for Logan on the line is their experience. Every lineman that they have is a senior. They've been in big games. They played last year. That will be the key for them is the experience. They have 3 men that are going both ways, which are very strong kids, and they'll be tough.
Last year, of course, Logan was one of the teams, if I remember right, that did not go to the state playoffs because of where they ended up in the region. How does Perry Christensen feel about this year's team in comparison? They obviously, you said that they're primarily seniors, but they just have a bad year and just some bad breaks. You mentioned even the last game they played, they kind of had a bad break, and you mentioned to me a turnover cost him the game against Roy. How does he feel about his team this year?
He's excited about this year. I think they came off of 2 state championship seasons, which is incredible for a high school program to have. The team was a little down the next year. They had a few rough games. They were beat soundly in a couple of games. This year he's excited. His offense has that experience. They have good experience in the backfield too. Their offense is loaded with seniors. I think he's excited. He's a lot more optimistic this year than he was last year.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about the starting lineups there, Trek. I'll let you take Logan's, and I'll talk about Box Elder, so why don't you start with Logan's?
Okay, starting on Logan, we'll start with their offense first. Their offensive front is a medium-sized offensive front. Starting at center is number 55, Colby Sorey. He's 5'10", 179. At the guards, we have John Ebersol and Chris Thompson. The tackles, we have Jared Martindale and Jason Pond going 230 and 187. At tight end, they have Mark Wimmer. At receiver, they have Eric Sorensen, number 7, number 20, Brian Hershey. These 2 are speedsters. They run a 10.8 and 10.6, respectively, in the 100. Shuttling plays will be number 80, Ryan Christensen. Starting in the backfield for Logan tonight will be number 44, Ryan Jones at fullback, number 28, Scott Allen at tailback, and the starting quarterback will be Ty Kidman. On the defensive side, on the defensive line is number 52, Clay Wingreen. At 68, next to him is Chris Thompson, another one of those two-way. Jared Martindale, and number 99 is Brad Hansen. He's 6'3", 273, so he's a large one. The linebacker is number 2, Brian Bear. The other linebacker is number 9, Jared Dixon, and starting in the middle is number 43, Myron Nelson. Shuttling with them will be number 83, Chad Sampson. The defensive backfield, the youngest unit for the Logan Grizzlies. They have three juniors and 1 sophomore. Number 13, Brent Palmer. Number 38, Mark Thornley. Number 42, Fook Tron. And number 45, J.D. Williams to round out their starting offense and defense.
For Box Elder, we're going to see a couple of changes, and we may have to see when they come out on the field. I just talked to Coach Wes Roesler just for a few minutes before the end of school today, and I didn't get all those details from him, but I remember he mentioned a couple of changes. But starting at starting at quarterback will be Joe Stewart again, Berto Rodriguez, and I do pronounce that Berto. He stopped me in the hall. He's really a great guy. He says, I changed my name since I was a kid. I'm not Norberto anymore. I'm now Berto. So Berto Rodriguez now will be starting. And one of the running backs on the other side will be Steve Graves in place of Matt Maddox. And he did a nice job last week when we watched him. At the wide receiver will be Tom Birchtold. He's number 9. At the two tight end positions, number 44 and number 88, at Steve Blanchard and Ryan Shaw. At the tackle positions, we have Eric Lister, number 78, and number 77 is Sean McNeely. And at the guard positions are Kevin Yarger, 66, 63 is John Stender, and at center again is Shea Quintana. On the defensive end, we'll have at the tackle positions, number 50, Tom Siddell, number 76 is Steve Gailey. At the defensive ends, is number 23 would be Burke Hollingsworth, and the other number 68 is Brian Mulestein. At the outside linebacker position, number 44 is Ryan Shaw. Number 45 is Bill Morrell, who played an outstanding game last week. At the safety position, number 24, Matt Maddox. Casey Roach, number 56, will be one of the linebackers on the other side. Number 54 is Russell Juber. And then the other two positions, cornerbacks, are Cole Beecher, number 6, and number 21 is Hans Peterson, who will be tested tonight, Trek, because of that secondary, like we mentioned, has had some weaknesses in the past, and I expect Logan to come out throwing.
I think they will, especially with those two fast receivers that they have. I think they're going to be sending them down the sidelines quite a bit tonight. And along with the trick plays, Coach Christensen is going to open it up. He's going to open that whole defense completely up so that they won't be able to key on the running game as they were last.
So that means you call all the tackles, and I'll call all the offense. In other words, you go ahead and do color, but that'll be your primary responsibility. That way we won't. That way, because it's hard for me to see the tackles and all that way. So you call the defense, and I'll call the offense.
Okay.
And then do the color.
All right.
Okay, great. Oh, here they go. And here come the Box Elder High School Bees in their purple jerseys tonight. As we mentioned before, this is homecoming for the Box Elder Bees, and they're here tonight to face the Logan Grizzlies from Logan. And tonight is just the opposite weather that we had last year, where the rain was just pouring down in buckets. Tonight is a beautiful night for football, a few clouds in the sky, but absolutely beautiful temperatures. Trek, I see no wind whatsoever.
There can't be a better night to play. It's not too hot out there. I think the players are going to be fine that way, and it doesn't look like we're going to have any kind of storm here tonight. So it'll be a good game. We'll be able to see a lot of good action.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've already done the starting lineups for you, so we'll be back for the opening kickoff after this. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Ferguson Field. Joe Bates along with Trek Lyons coming to you again on tape delay as we come every week to you on Channel 36 Inside Cablevision. And we thank Inside Cablevision for allowing us to bring the Box Elder Bees games to you each and every week. Of course, we want to thank our technician, our video cameraman, that's Bruce Smith, who does all of our work for us. And, of course, the coaching staff for the Box Elder High School Bees, which allows us each week to present the games. Tonight, special feature after the game, we'll get to talk to the head coach, Wes Roesler, or to the defensive coordinator, Shane Quilling. So we'll have one or the other up here tonight after the game for our post-game show. But right now, it's Box Elder football against Logan. And it looks like the Box Elder Bees will kick off to the Logan Grizzlies. And
looks like Logan, they got their speedsters back there, their wide receivers, Eric Sorensen and Brian Hershey.
All right, so that's exactly who we'll kick off to, and the ball looks like it's going to go quickly to
Brad Thorne, the up man.
Number 50 is the up man, like Trek just mentioned. That's Brad Thorne. Brad Thorne, 5'9", 161 pounds, and he is only a junior. And the one thing that Logan has going for them this year is experience. We'll see what happens. Ty Kidman is a quarterback. He's 5'11", 165 pounds. He's also a junior. So he'll be back one more year. I remember him from last year. He did an outstanding job, even with that tenacious defense off the Bees. So we'll see what happens on the first play. Trek, we'll see. Obviously, they'll probably just open with some running play, but who knows? Box Elder Bees in that typical defense that they have this year. One man in motion. Kidman just hands the ball off like I thought they would. Running very well that time on the right side. Looks like number 28, and that's Scott. I thought it was 28, wasn't it, with the running?
I think it was. Yeah, that was Scott Allen.
Scott Allen, 5'9", 163-pound running back. He is a senior.
Looks like Steve Blanchard, he got him around the ankles and tangled him up until he could get a little help down there.
Let's kind of keep track, if we can, track of maybe an offensive and defensive player. I think we can try to do that. Steve Blanchard has a first vote. Kidman back to pass. He has good protection. He has a man open, and it's intercepted. That time, all the linebacker did was turn around, and there was the ball. The ball was intended for number 80, and that was Ryan Christensen. And who intercepted the pass, Trek?
That was Robert Cunningham. He cut in front of the Logan receiver and just took it away. It looked like there was the quarterback read it just a little bit this side of where his receiver was.
Well, I couldn't tell if Ryan Christensen turned the wrong way. Almost looked like he might have turned the wrong way or turned too late.
A little misdirection there on their offense.
There's Joe Stewart, first handoff on the left side, and digging for yardage is number 5 for the Bees. And that is Berto Rodriguez. They announced Matt Maddox in the beginning, so I'm a little confused now. They said it was Matt Maddox, and I was told it was going to be Berto Rodriguez, so it is Berto Rodriguez. So we'll stay with Berto Rodriguez, number 5 on the first pickup. Second down and 6 for the Bees, 4 yards on that carry. Joe Stewart is the quarterback. He looks like he's going to pass. Oh, that was too tall that time for number 44. That was Ryan Shaw, but even at 6'6", he had no chance to get that ball whatsoever.
Defensive line got a good rush on him, putting their hands up in Stewart's face. Stewart's not a overly tall quarterback, so it could be tough, those big, tall defensive linemen for Logan rushing in.
Well, you know, one of the ways to combat that is to roll out. Is that correct?
That is.
Smaller?
Especially with his quick feet, rolling out to the left. Again, he's a left-handed quarterback. It could cause problems for the Logan defense.
Joe Stewart with 3rd down and 7. Long count from center. He has one man in motion. There goes Rodriguez. Stewart's being rushed. He's being rushed. He could be sacked. He will be sacked. Good defense that time by the Logan Grizzlies as they sack Stewart for a big loss. And so the Box Elder Bees will have to punt. Nobody picked up.
It was Chad Sampson for the Logan Grizzlies. He's out there, outside linebacker. He came from Stewart's blind side. Stewart turned the other way and didn't see him. That was a tough play. He was unblocked.
Well, nobody picked up the 3 outside defensive men at all. Their 3 were in on him. What happens there usually, Trek?
It looked like they just came with the blitz. Box Elder didn't have enough players to pick him up. The running back stepped forward and missed those 2 guys rushing out, as you said. They just didn't pick him up, didn't have enough ball players to block him.
Okay, it's a 1st and 10. It must have been a fumble on the play, I gather. Was there a fumble on the play? All right, fumble. Logan recovered and missed that. There goes that quick running back, and good yardage that time. That's number 44 that we've talked about. It's Ryan Jones, 5'11", 168-pound fullback senior. Ryan Jones, it looks to me like Logan is a much improved team. Perry Christensen's team is much improved than what we saw last year.
They really are. One thing characteristic of Perry Christensen himself is intensity, and you watch the Logan players, they're hitting really hard right out of the blocks. Robert Cunningham pulled him down just inside of the yard marker. Got a 2nd and 1.
It looks to me like Box Elder is just a little bit tight to start this game, Trek. There's another handoff on the right-hand side this time. Looks like the same running back. It was Ryan Jones again on the carry, but he does pick up the 1st down, 1st and 10.
That was a good play by Russell Juber. Snuck in there, wrapped around his legs, and tackled him. Too bad it was just a 2nd and 1. That was a good stop by him.
Russell Juber, just a junior this year. He'll be back next year for the Bees. A lot of young players on the Box Elder Bees. There'll be a lot of players back next year, and they'll be a much improved team.
They had a little tough time getting off the start last week against Mountain View. They settled down and really stuck the Mountain View team in the second half.
First and 10 again for the quarterback, Ty Kidman.
Oh, great rush by Casey Roach in there.
Casey Roach.
He got a hold of him until he got some help from Burke Hollingsworth back there.
Scott Allen that time on the carry. He didn't go very far. He's 5'9", 163 pounds, and he's a senior.
Casey Roach, he's a quick kid. He's 5'11", 215. He got in there pretty quick.
I think everybody probably remembers his bigger brother, Corey Roach, played football, one of the wide receivers. So we have a second down and 13, three-yard loss on that last carry for the Logan Grizzlies as Kidman comes and looks over the defense of the Bees. He's going to throw the ball. He's airing it out. He has a man wide open. And going into... No, he went out of bounds. But, boy, give a lot of credit to that receiver. That's Eric Sorensen, 5'10", 155-pound receiver. He is a senior, and I told you we've always been vulnerable. Trek, I just don't understand that. I'm sorry, but I don't understand why Box Elder's always had a problem with secondary. Is it just talent, or is it just the defense?
I don't know if it's just this type of defense, the way it's set up from what I could see. I'm not sure what kind of reads they're running right now. Usually it's a running defense. Most high school teams don't have potent passing attacks, but that receiver, Eric Sorensen, he's a quick one. He just ran a seam right down the sideline, and he got behind the defensive backs.
There is a run to the right side. He's going to go in for the touchdown. That's number 28. He goes in untouched. So Scott Allen, he's a senior. He goes in for the first score, 6-0 in favor of the Logan Grizzlies. 7:04 left in the first period of play. This would be a real disappointment to the Bees if they lost their homecoming game. You know, that dance isn't very exciting on Saturday night when you come to the dance with a loss.
That was a fantastic block thrown out there by his fullback. He's going to thank him for that. Ryan Jones cut out the Box Elder defender and just took him right down, left a great big hole for the tailback Scott Allen to run through.
Well, the Bees look completely confused right now defensively, in my opinion, Trek.
A lot like they did with Mountain View.
Ball's up, Trek. It is good. 7-0 now is the score in favor of the Grizzlies with 7:04 left in the first period of play. Go ahead, Trek.
It seems like last week and this week on these first drives, the defense gets a little confused. They settle down. I think the coaches give them a little bit to think about, explain to them a little bit of what the offense is trying to do, and the defense settles down usually. Let's hope that's the case tonight, or this could be a high-scoring game. Logan has a potent offense.
Well, let's look at the secondary for Box Elder for just a minute. As we look at a little bit of the secondary there on defense, we're talking about some of the free safeties, Matt Maddox. We talk about Hans Peterson, number 21. Cole Beecher's number 6. Does height have anything to do with the secondary when you have tall receivers out there? Is it easier to throw over them?
That's a really good point. I think the receivers, if the receiver's a few inches taller than a defensive back, along with his physical advantage, it gives him a great mental advantage, thinking he can go up over the defensive back and get over top of him. I think that's a really good point. And the defensive backs for Box Elder are quite a bit smaller than the receivers for Logan. Along with their speed, they have a couple receivers that run 6 foot and 6'2". That's bigger than any of the defensive backs.
We'll see what Box Elder does on offense. Here's the kickoff. It's a good one. Going right up the middle. He's got a hole, and he's going to be shoestring tackled there by number 50. But that was number 7. I think it was Joe Stewart on the kickoff return. And he's also the quarterback. And, boy, he had a seam, and he was almost off to the races. That's too bad.
If Brad Thorne hadn't reached up and grabbed him with that hand, he would have been gone. He only had one guy to beat, and he had one blocker in front of him.
Well, now, do you think Box Elder is going to change this offense a little bit to try to move the ball? Or maybe some, oh, there's a fumble on the play again. This happened last week. Shea Quintana and the quarterback, Joe Stewart, having a problem with that exchange. And, boy, that's a big problem sometimes. That can cost you a very costly fumble on this area of the field, Trek.
It really is. That happened. Well, that's how Logan got that good field position. You're going to have to just settle down a little bit. I think Box Elder has some of those just early game jitters. Work it out here in the first few minutes of the first quarter.
Well, I think they're a little bit surprised that Logan scored so quickly against them. They're going to have to settle down, like you said, and go back to their game plan. There's that run. A beautiful run that time. Was that Graves?
Graves. He's powerful up the middle like that.
You know, I was just talking to Coach Wes Roesler, and he said he's really impressed with Graves as he looked at the films and talked to just some of the fans, Graves is a hard runner, hard-nosed type runner.
Both games that we've seen here at Brock Seller, he hits that guard gap, that those guards blow that big hole, and he's down the field 8-10 yards every time.
Second down and, well, it should be first down and 10, I think. And there's another handoff, this time to number 5. That's Berto Rodriguez, and Rodriguez goes nowhere, but finds just a little bit of daylight, and there was a whole host of Logan Grizzlies on him that time, Trek.
It was defensive lineman Todd Davidson wrapped around him, just grabbed hold of him. Logan's shown a lot of gang tackling. They're hitting really hard. I'm really impressed with the way that they're firing out. I think Brock Seller, when they get in the game, this is going to be a really good football game. A lot of hard hitting.
Well, second down and 8 for Joe Stewart at the quarterback for the Bees. There's a man in motion. That's Tommy Birchgold, but this time he hands it right off up the middle.
We got a fumble.
And there's a fumble, but grabbing it very alertly that time is number
78 for the Bees.
78 for the Bees, and let's give him a lot of credit. That is Eric Lister. He is the right tackle. I know Eric, he's worked so hard on the weights, and he has really put in the time and the effort. So I think that was Eric Lister, number 78, who recovered that fumble.
That was great. Offensive lineman to wear downfield that far, and he picked the ball up.
First and 10. Oh, boy, this time Berto Rodriguez is going to be gang tackled, and they're just going to blow the whistle because there was absolutely no forward motion, and Rodriguez a little upset, but they read that beautifully.
They really did. Jared Martindale, he just stepped right in the hole and just avoided a blocker. He was right there right when Berto got the ball.
The ball on about the 30-yard line, second down in 11 for the Box Elder Bees. Two-man setback for Joe Stewart. Puts that man in motion. That's Birchgold again on the left side this time. There's that handoff to Graves. Graves picks up pretty good yardage, but they need a lot more than that to get a first down. He might have picked up 5 or 6 if he was lucky.
Chad Sampson pulled him down on that one. I called his name a couple times. Good down. This is a...
Well, he only picked up about 3 yards on that. I was wrong. I thought he picked up more, but the spot was a little bit further back than I anticipated. So third down and 8. They need a first down right here, I think, to keep Logan off the field offensively. There's the handoff again, just lowering his head. It was almost a late hit that time by Logan, but the whistle blew after. So it's a good call by the referees.
So as we're back in this situation, we're down here, a punt really doesn't help them. If they're in a 4-down situation, they can go for it without a whole lot of risk.
Well, about 4th down and 2 for Joe Stewart, and I guess they'll have to give it to Graves or Rodriguez and just hope they can pick it up, hard-nose it, because I can't see him throwing the ball here.
I tell you, I think the Logan defense will be looking for that. We'll see what happens.
He's going to throw the football. I was wrong again. Oh, and he had a man wide open. It's Ryan Shaw. He catches his first touchdown pass of the season, I think.
That was great. That was completely
So Ryan Shaw giving the little bit of the traditional go, go, go over there on the sideline. So I guess Logan guessed the same way we did, Trek, and they guessed wrong because Ryan Shaw was wide open on the sideline on a fly pattern, I assume.
They completely did. Ryan Shaw released and came out on a little curl pattern. Running backs went towards the line of scrimmage, and it held the linebackers for Logan. I can bet that they were completely surprised by that play. They weren't expecting that at all.
That pass went for, okay, and the extra point is good. So the score is tied with 3:13 left in the first, 7-7.
That was a very big play in that it's going to have the defense for Logan a little bit back on their heels now. Logan's not going to be able to anticipate that run all the time that we saw last week.
Well, I thought Stewart threw a beautiful pass. That was a spiral all the way, and Shaw was in full stride. You couldn't ask for a better play than that, and he really did fool him that time, and I think that's a good omen for Ryan Shaw. He dropped a couple of passes last week, and I know he felt bad. I talked to the coaches about it, and he made up for it on that pass reception and went in for the touchdown.
He did. I'd like to give the offensive lineman a lot of credit there. Joe
was
Stewart
good
had a lot of time. They had a great line work there.
I think that pass went for, what, about 27 yards?
Yeah, I think it did.
Stewart taking out for Barcelona with Sorensen and Hershey.
So the score's tied. This might be a high-scoring ball game. I thought I thought it would be fairly defensive, but after watching both of those series of plays for both Logan and Box Elder, this could be a real high-scoring game. There's the ball up in the air. Logan has a wall set up, and he finds a seam there too. And number 7, it looks like, that's Eric Sorensen, goes down. Yeah, but he had a seam too, Trek. He just couldn't get through the middle of it.
He really did. That was Steve Blanchard on the tackle in there. Good wrapping up.
Well, we mentioned Blanchard several times, so let's give him a couple of notches. I'd like to kind of have an offensive and defensive player each week if we could, Trek. So be thinking about that at the end of the game, if you would.
Like you said, they had a good wall, and Blanchard just worked his way through that wall, and great tackle right in the open field.
Kidman. Oh, boy, that time it was read beautifully by
Russell Juber, and he
Russell Juber. And Juber does a really nice job, and Russell Juber's only a junior, so he'll be back again. And that's not good news for Logan next year.
Looks like the inside linebackers for Box Elder are alternating in their stunts. Looks like they're shooting the guard center gap on alternating plays. I think that's causing quite a few difficulties for Logan. That's the 3rd time the backers have got in there.
Well, nothing against Logan on that play, but that was pretty telegraphed.
Yeah,
that was really a slow handoff, I thought, on that particular play. Kidman really set that one up. But he's pretty good with that ball. If he fakes a handoff, well, he's going to throw. Oh, he's going to be hit. He went back to throw the ball.
Steve Blanchard on the play again.
Blanchard again. Let's give him another notch. He and Juber so far have been the defensive players right now that have been doing all the dirty work, so to speak, in the trenches. And Ty Kidman is going to fill that one tomorrow morning.
Coach Christensen, talking with him, he said that's where the game is won, right on the offensive defensive line. And that's got to worry him with Steve Blanchard playing a good game this far.
Well, I can't believe just almost the scenario that you mentioned last week is happening again. Box Elder was very sluggish on the first series of downs against Mountain View. They kind of toughened up, and all of a sudden they're doing the same thing against Logan.
Yep. Looks like we have a timeout.
We have a timeout, so let's take time in for this. Well, maybe we're not going to take time in for this.
Logan played a very soft first half against Roy last week. Same thing, and had to come back.
The interesting thing about the Logan offense, one of the Roy coaches, they spotted all of the plays for Logan's offense against Layton, and the Logan offense didn't run the same play twice in the entire first half. So he's got a complex offense that he runs, and it doesn't really matter what kind of offense he runs. If Steve Blanchard and his teammates on that line keep getting through like he is.
Let me run this by you. Last night I had I think the wonderful opportunity to watch the Miami Hurricanes play the Houston team. And it was very interesting to me. You want to stop a great passer like Klinger, all you do is throw a 4-man rush on him, sack him about 12 times, and he's not going to throw the ball very much. I don't think he threw the ball. Well, he threw it for over about 100 yards finally, but the game before they threw for 651 yards. So that's what they did that time to Kidman. Kidman back again. He's going to be sacked again this time. It looked like, again, the Box Elder Bees read that.
Looks like Blanchard was in on the play again.
Well,
they're all
Blanchard
hugging
another notch. So Steve Blanchard, number 88, is right now the defensive really highlight of the game for the Bees. Defense is really tightening up, so it's a 4th down and about 30. And so they'll have to punt the ball away. This is an interesting formation.
He does this quite a bit.
And then they drop in that punt formation. I remember him doing that last year. Back is Joe Stewart. He's a speedster. Has a good rush on the punter, but he does get it away. Stewart's back there to catch it end over end. He fumbles it, and falling right on it is Logan. I think they got it back. It is. Logan Grizzlies jump right on it. Joe Stewart, it looked to me like looked straight up in the air. It was a end-over-end kick, and he just kind of dropped it. And there was one of the Logan Grizzlies who got down there in a hurry. Who was that, Trek?
That was Brian Hershey, one of those fast receivers getting down there. It looked like Box Elder came with a punt block. Joe Stewart didn't look like he had any blockers, and I think when he took a look and looked for a wedge for him, he didn't see it. All he saw was the red and white of Logan.
Well, should he have called maybe for the free catch or whatever?
Yeah. He had plenty of time, but I think that just kind of alarmed him, seeing all those guys coming on him.
All right, there they go. They're going to go back on offense, and there goes that running back, number 28, and boy, he sure can move. And that is Scott Allen again.
Cole Beecher took him out of bounds. I think he might have got a first down. He's awful close to that yard marker. Just got it.
You know the problem with this, and everybody knows this on defense, once you have your defense out there and they hold, what happens is they lose a little bit of that intensity because they have that confidence in the offense, and all of a sudden they have to be back on that field, and they're a little bit tired, and they need a rest in between, and they didn't get it, and so that's why you're going to see those big plays. Almost every first down you see that.
You're completely right on that. The defense held them. They wanted to kind of be rewarded, have the offense come out and do another number on Logan's defense.
5 seconds left in the first period of play. Score is tied 7-7, but Logan Grizzlies are marching down the field again. Ty Kidman at the quarterback position. Two-man in the running back position this time. Again, a nice handoff on the right side this time, looking for holes and finding them. That'll end the first period of play with the score 7 for Logan and 7 for Box Elder. We'll be back for the second period of play after this. Here on the right side, Fennell's kickoff. Squibbler this time is picked up by Graves. Looking for a hole. Does he find one? No. Nothing. Boy, he's still fighting. Graves is one fighter, but Logan
the ball popped out.
Picked up the ball on a fumble.
Yep.
I think the ball popped straight out of his hand. I don't think it hit the ground. Did you see it hit the ground?
I didn't see it hit the ground. That was the second turnover recovery for Brian Hershey. They stood Graves up. He was in that pile up, and he coughed the ball up. The defense is really going to have to make a stand here.
Well, I'm afraid if they don't make a stand, I'm afraid that Logan's going to run away with this football game because that defense has been out there a long time, Trek, and that's bound to wear on you, mentally as well as physically.
I think you're right. The mental aspect of it would be more than anything right now.
If Kidman was smart, he'd go right up to the top right now. The Bees are a little bit sagged and go for the touchdown. Yep, he's going to do it. That's right. That's what I thought he was going to do, and I was right. He went to the pass play, and I think if he goes to the pass play all night, he's going to have success because I just think that Logan is starting to pick up those linemen because they're tired, Trek. They're just tired. You can't stay out on the field that long and not be tired. That's just, that's just football, and that's defense. No matter how much stamina you have, you're going to get tired after that. The Bees have not had a rest.
That was an interesting play Logan ran. They brought everyone to the short side of the field, then a misdirection over here, and they threw back to the tight end who just released and went deep past the linebacker.
Kidman has two-man wide to his left. And this time he's just going to hand it off. And the Bees stop it for a few yards gain, but still Logan is really controlling the scrimmage line right now. You can see it.
They are. They're getting down the field. The linemen are firing out really quick, and I think that's a thing that you brought up, just the mental aspect. They're getting the ball in good field position, and they're wearing on that defensive line.
Well, it's always, last week we mentioned that Box Elder got quite a few breaks. Tonight it's Logan. They're getting all the breaks.
They are.
So the Bees, with a 2nd down and 5 against them, have to hold here, or the Grizzlies are going to be up 21-7. There's a handoff. Kidman just keeps the ball himself on the quarterback sneak.
He just took a step back and rushed through there.
Yep, and he picks up good yardage that time, so it's a 3rd down and 5. Trek, would be a big lift to the Bees defense if they could hold right here in kind of a goal line stand, but I really feel the Kidman's going to put it up.
They will. They're having a lot of success with their passing game right now.
Maybe a fake into the line, and then he has those men wide to his right this time. Both speedsters, good hands on both men, and they're fairly tall. Now you're going to try that handoff straight up the middle. There is a penalty flag thrown. That either is a face mask or a holding. I would say, boy, the referee threw it right in the middle of the pile, so it's going to be against Logan. Must be for holding.
He threw that flag right at whoever did it. He took aim and threw it right at him. It's a holding.
Yeah, it had to be holding. I thought it was holding at first because I think one of the offensive players for Logan must have had a hold of a jersey.
I think it was one of those where he was going down and he kind of grabbed the guy to pull him with him. Ref was all over it.
You can't do that.
This is one benefit of playing pass coverage down around the end zone is you have three extra players with the out of bounds, the end line, and the out of bounds on the other side. And so it's a little easier to play pass coverage except for the quick ones across the middle.
Right.
Those are the really tough ones.
Well, you don't have to defend so much field, so obviously you can cover a little tighter. Kidman, we're facing a 3rd down and 10 now. He's back to pass. Good protection. I saw a flag go in the air, though. That must be another holding call, I would say. Right there, it'd have to be just about holding.
I think you're right. He was a little release to the tailback out there.
You know, we really don't know what Box Elder's offense can do so far tonight, because when they touched the ball the first time, they didn't. The second time, they went right down and scored with Ryan Shaw, and all of a sudden, they've been in a defensive struggle ever since, and the defense has been on the field almost the whole second period of play.
We've got an illegal motion against Logan. I think they're going to...
The motion is the call. Now,
I think they'll
can the Bees deny this, and then it'll be 4th down, or they have to take this one? They're going to take it.
Are they going to take it?
Well, now, if they denied it, wouldn't it be 4th down? Am I wrong, Trek, or am I right?
I'm not sure if that's one of those...
Is that an automatic?
I think that might be an automatic one. That's what it looks like.
Okay, well, Trek thinks that's an automatic, so if that's the case, then they have to take the penalty, so it's now 3rd down at 15 for the Logan Grizzlies. And so one positive note now, if the Bees can hold here, and I don't know, that kicker looked pretty effective to me. He might be able to kick a field goal from this distance if they stop him here. We'll see. Kidman is the quarterback. Has 2 men split wide. Just a pitch out this time. And running wide, but losing his footing, and a good tackle in there by the Box Elder Bees that time. Number 28 again, and that's Scott Allen, and he really tried to make a cut that time to the inside, and he slipped, and when he did, who got him, Trek?
It looked like number 55, Jared Galegas out there. That was a key play that he just did right there because he strung it out. The Logan man had to cut back in, and that's where you get all your help on the defense. He had to cut back against the grain into the heart of the defense. That was a good play by number 55.
Now, we're going to kick a field goal here. Is what we got set up now. We're going to see a field goal by Gunnell, I think that is. And I've watched him warm up, and he can kick them. The Bees don't get... Oh, my goodness. Did he really kick that one?
It's just
and it's no good. It's off to the right. But, boy, he sure got his leg into it, but it's no good. So 14-7 stands the score with...
That's a family of kickers. His older brother kicked for Rich.
So I thought I remember that name.
They got a family of kickers out there.
Is that in the genes then? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know. I
raise
sure
kickers,
didn't have any
groom kickers, groom quarterback. That's what they have at BYU. They have Detmer, and then I understand his brother is supposed to be better than him.
That was a great stand by the defense. That's a big emotional lift for the defense.
Oh, and there goes Box Elder offside. Oh, I don't even want to say who did it. I know who did it, but we'll just go ahead and let the people watch it. He just lost his balance, I think, and he just went forward. But, boy, they didn't need that right now. 1st down and 15. That marches them back, and now they're going to be on about the 10-yard line. So it's...
This is the offensive line for them. They're usually very disciplined. They have long counts, and they usually hold really well.
I think that's a 15-yard line. There's Tommy Birchtold in motion. Stewart just handing the ball straight off, and a good hole that time. And that was Graves, and he picks up those yards that he lost on the penalty. But I'm impressed with Steve Graves. Boy, is he a runner.
He is a power runner right through the middle, having both hands on the ball. He just puts his legs and his head forward, and he just goes for it. He got into that defensive secondary, and it didn't look like they really wanted to tackle him too bad.
Well, I think he has such a low center of gravity. He's not real tall or anything, but he really has a great balance, too. Last time they tried that same play on the right side. This time there's nothing there at all. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3. I think the Bees have to pick up this 1st down. I don't think they can turn it back over to...
Looks like they got it.
They're initialing 1st down. Well, first they said no.
Yep.
And now they said yes. So I think they had a little problem with the yard markers. That's what the problem was.
Look what
and
you
the refs
said.
looked again. Go ahead, Trek.
What you just said is right. Getting that 1st down would be a big lift for them, especially having the 1st and 15 and come back and getting that 1st down.
Little over 7:55 to play in the second period of play. We're here at halftime, Box Elder High School against Logan Grizzlies. Joe Stewart just tries to take it right up the middle, and boy, he's hard to tackle. He's a little guy, but it's like you said, he has great feet, and he has great balance for a little guy.
He just got through the front line of defense of Logan so quickly, they were still looking at the backfield to read their keys.
Well, he picked up 10 yards.
That was a great run by him.
So this time it's a 1st and 10 on about the 43-yard line. The Bees are moving. They need a score here to stay in the ballgame and tie it up 14-7 in favor of the Grizzlies. Here goes Adam Smoot in motion this time. Stewart rolls out. He's going to cut in. There's nothing there this time. He's going to be sacked. Stewart's still struggling. You know, Trek, this is one of those plays where I think they need to work a pitch out because if he could go ahead and run that option a little bit and then have that trailer and then pitch out, there's open field down there.
As he was reading his keys, I don't think he got out there far enough before he could read the pitch route. The Logan defense strung it out so well, and they came through so quick. I think he was a little bit nervous to pitch it, but I think you're right. They need to get it out there and pitch it.
2nd down and 9. Stewart's going to throw it. Oh, I don't know who that was intended for. It couldn't have been Ryan Shaw. That was about 8 feet high. That pass was not even close. Stewart was rushed, though. Give a lot of credit to the Logan defense that time. He was really rushed in there. He's left-handed, and that looks a little awkward, I'm sure, to some people. But so is Steve Young, and he's playing on the 49ers right now.
It can look awkward to the defensive backs when they try to. They're usually used to a right-handed quarterback rolling out that way, and he's not able to throw it as hard when he rolls to the opposite arm. And now a left-hand quarterback rolling that way, he can zip it in there.
3rd down and 9. The Bees have to pick it up. Stewart's rolling out. He's being rushed. He has a man open. It's Shaw, and he catches it. That's a great catch by Ryan Shaw. He's making up for a few drop passes last week, and I'm impressed because Ryan Shaw had to jump up for that one, but Stewart really laid it in there beautifully. He has a pretty good arm for a small guy.
I tell you what, he's an accurate. When that ball went about 30 yards, and he put that right on a dime. That was a great pass and a good pass reception by Shaw.
1st and 10 for the Bees. They're marching. There's a handoff to Graves, and look at Graves.
Look at that stack just moved back.
That's
that big
incredible.
Offensive line of the Bees just pushing them back.
That's incredible that Graves he amazes me how he keeps those legs moving. He's really an excellent runner. Steve Graves.
He's only 5'8", 155, and what you said about his low center of gravity, that's causing some difficulty bringing him down because he does. He just keeps leaning forward. He keeps pushing.
All right, the Bees marching now. 2nd down and 2. What will Stewart do? We'll see. He hands it off. Good blocking in there again. And who is that? Graves again?
I think that's Berto Rodriguez.
Oh, that's Berto, and
his legs going.
He really is moving, and that's what you want to see as a coach. You want to see that kind of determination in players because eventually they'll pop those.
Well, that gives everybody a boost, too. You see one guy that's just doing all he can to get yardage, and that just inspires the rest of the team to fire out and keep going till the whistle.
It is a 1st down. The yard marker people are a little bit slow there, but I think they need some Geritol or something. Those guys are a little bit behind a little bit every time. 1st and 10. I thought he picked it up. They just took a long time calling it. 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line for the Bees. It's just a quick opener type play that time, and I think Stewart just kept it and went right up underneath, submarine type.
I think he just takes a quick step back, and then he looks for a gap, and he just goes forward with it. I think Logan's defense was quite as surprised about that because they were deep down in this end of the field.
We want to say hello to all the alumni tonight, Trek, and you're one of those. And I see Jared Golightly here tonight, and well, I guess it's Corey Roach. Corey Roach is here watching his brother. A lot of the alumni here to watch a football game. Oh, there's a nice run again. And I think that was Stewart that time.
He got down to about the 14-yard line. Had a lot of room to work with over here and just came around that end and strung it out real far. It looks like they're down around the 14.
But, Trek, maybe you can evaluate this for a minute. Why does Logan have such a difficult time now stopping the Bees all of a sudden?
I think a lot of it is that offensive line. That offensive line
starting to fire off there, huh?
Their initial blocks are pushing the Logan defense back.
Let's see. There's a handoff to Graves, and Graves picks up maybe a yard if he was lucky. There was a 1st down, though, on that play. One thing about this kind of offense, it sure eats up the clock and won't give Logan much time when they score.
That's one way that you keep an explosive offense from doing too much damage. When they don't have the ball, there's nothing that they can do.
Either that or scoring a lot like Miami did against Houston last night. Incredible ball games. You catch any of that, Frank?
I didn't see any of it. I talked to a few people about the game and about that rush that you talked about. So true on Klingler.
4th down and 2. The Bees have to pick it up here. Stewart back. He's looking. He has a man open. It's Shaw.
That was a fantastic catch. It was just a little
Shaw,
bit
it must
behind
be
him.
right on the goal line. They have not signaled touchdown. The Bees have. But it is not. It must be right on the goal line that time. But Shaw must have been working at practice. His hands are, I can't believe how much improved they are tonight.
I think when you drop a ball in a game in front of your classmates and everything, I think that really weighed on him. I think he came out tonight and he was going to show everyone that that's not the kind of ball player he was, and he's come out and he's done it.
Well, he's done it tonight. It looks like it's right about on the 1-foot line. Oh, there's a penalty. Illegal procedure, I think, is the call against the Bees.
That is. That would have been a touchdown right there.
Yeah, I think one of the guards moved a little soon.
There's a little bit of a mix-up on the play out there. Not everybody got down on the line of scrimmage.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I think Logan was ready. It looked like the Bees were not ready, like you said, Trek. So the Bees will go back 5 yards, and that will hurt them just a little bit. A little more operating room, but, boy, it's a lot easier to get it in on the 1-foot line than it is the 5-yard line.
That is. That was a big play. That sure helped the Logan defense just to let them catch their breath right now. They've taken this ball down the field about 85 yards.
Yeah, the Bees have marched, and I don't know how many plays it's been. I would roughly say about 12 plays, 13 plays. So we'll see if Stewart can get it in the end zone. That's what they want to do right now. They have a man in motion. That's Adam Smoot. There's another penalty for the Bees. They'll go back 5 more yards for legal procedure. If I were the coaches, I'd call a timeout here and use it and get these guys settled down. Otherwise, you're not going to get in the end zone.
I don't know if I saw one of the Logan guys lean a little bit, but I think...
oh, it's against Box Elder.
It is against Box Elder. I think the guy just moved when the Logan guy was kind of leaning.
Oh, it's offsides on Logan.
I didn't
the
know if he
Bees
made
marched
contact
back,
or
and then
not.
they called it against Logan. So now the ball's back on the 1-yard line or 1-foot line. So we thought it was Box Elder, but I guess Box Elder was set and one of the Logan Grizzlies moved. We couldn't tell from here, but the refs did.
Yep. Well, we're right back to where we started.
Well, we're starting again.
Well, about how we got to have the distance back.
So let's see if Stewart can bring it in now. And he,
great
he's got to be in, or he must be close. Yeah, it's a touchdown.
That's
All
a
right,
great
so
serve.
Stewart brings it in. I think it was Stewart that carried the ball himself. So he gets his touchdown. That's his second touchdown of the night. First one went to Shaw on a pass play. This one a 1-yard plunge from Stewart, the quarterback. And Stewart is looking like a seasoned veteran tonight. And here goes the extra point. It's important. It's critical. Ball's up right through the middle. Good kick that time by number 23 for the Bees. And who is that? 23.
That's Burke Collins. I don't know if he was the holder or
Number 23 was the kicker, I thought.
Was it?
Maybe. I might have got it wrong.
I tell you what, the people that deserve credit on that drive was that big offensive line. Those guys did a heck of a job all the way down the field. They were giving Stewart time. They came back on those big running plays. They were opening up holes. I think that offensive line did a fantastic job.
Well, now the thing is this. Can Box Elder stop hurting himself with fumbles and turnovers and play defense here and stop Logan Grizzlies? Personally, I'm impressed with the Logan Grizzlies offense tonight. But the one thing that the Bees did the last series of down, they started rushing that quarterback. And when he doesn't have time, he doesn't have anywhere to throw it.
But that Logan offense, when they've been getting the ball there at midfield, they've been marching right down the field. They kind of self-destructed right down there on the end zone. They had those big holding penalty and illegal motion penalty, which really hurt them. That's the only thing that slowed them down there until the defense got there to hold them on that on the 3rd down.
So the score is tied, and Ryan Shaw getting a lot of high fives over there from Coach Quilling. Shane Quilling, like I said, either he or Coach Wes Roesler will be up with us after the game tonight. Gets a good foot into this one, going very deep. Logan sets up a pretty good wall this time and looking for blocking. Good tackling by the Box Elder Bees with 3:27 left in the second period of play. And they have a fabulous halftime. The Trek, you're familiar with the tradition here at Box Elder, the lighting of the bee, obviously by the sophomore class. They have, of course, the presentation of the homecoming royalty, and I don't even know who that is because I wasn't able to get into the assembly. The homecoming dedicatee, though, is Larry Finley, by the way, Trek. Looking to pass. He has a man streaking down there. He's got it, and he could go all the way. But he's knocked out of bounds that time. Covering on the play for Box Elder looks like Hans Peterson, I think. Is that right?
Yep. He just ran right along that sideline. The quarterback, Ty Kidman for Logan, just laid that ball up really pretty, and the receiver ran under it. And not too bad a coverage back there, but the ball was just placed in a really good position.
Well, you mentioned this, though, Trek. I bet he had 3 or 4 seconds back there. When a quarterback has that much time, the receiver's bound to fly past the defender. And that time, Box Elder did not get a rush on the quarterback, Ty Kidman. Kidman has a great arm.
He does. He threw that ball quite a way.
He's only a junior. Logan puts a man in motion. Kidman's going to throw it again. Man right over the center.
It's a tight end for Logan, Mark Wimmer.
Matt Maddox on the defense that time. But Matt Maddox, that was right in between that zone, right in the middle of it.
Just found a gap in their little seam, and he curled behind the linebacker, and Kidman hit him.
Well, Rick, you kind of said it, and I think you're right. I think this is going to be a seesaw battle all the way down to the end of the wire.
As we're seeing that wide open offense that Logan runs, they're dropping back and they're gunning the ball down the field.
Well, the Bees opened up on their passing with Shaw, and so we could see a wide open football game here in the second half. Don't turn off those TV sets, folks. This one's far from over. Ty Kidman. Pitch out. Read beautifully, but a missed tackle, but there is a penalty flag on the play.
That was a holding on Burke Hollingsworth. He shot through there. He had an ankle on the running back. Didn't quite hold on to him, but strung him out and caused the offensive man to hold him, which is just as good.
Well, he's not very big, and that's one of the reasons he doesn't tackle, but he did slow him down, and that's his job, and he allowed his other defender there to knock him down. But there is a penalty on the play, and I'm pretty sure this is against Logan. They're going to march it back. Is it a holding penalty?
Yep, it's the man held Burke Hollingsworth. I think he would have had to tackle if the man hadn't drug him down. That's something to say about Burke. He's only 5'6", 145. That's quite an achievement of him playing down there on that defensive line.
First down and 25.
So first down and 25, and that's exactly what happened to him last time, Trek. They kind of self-destructed, as you've mentioned. That's what they're doing again. But don't forget Kidman's arm. He can throw a bomb when he needs it.
I think they're going to open up and throw another. They're going to start passing again here.
Kidman taking a long time looking at that defense. He doesn't like something. A lot of time. Man over the center again. Oh, what a great hit that time by Maddox, but a little late.
That was the same play that we just saw of Wimmer getting behind the linebackers. But he was the secondary receiver on that one. His first receiver, he took a look at him. That was Eric Mortensen. He was covered, so he threw it underneath to Mark Wimmer.
It seems to me like maybe Matt Maddox is giving him a little too much cushion on that because it was almost the same play. Maddox almost hit him when he received the ball, but just a little bit late.
That was a good hit by Maddox.
But they'll pick up that needed yardage, second down 11, 1:58 left in the second period. They're marching again. That's the Logan Grizzlies. Ball game is tied. There's that handoff, and this time read beautifully this time.
Russell Juber back in there again.
Give him another notch then. That's Russell Juber doing a great job. He and Blanchard tonight really are the outstanding tackles, have been making the outstanding tackles for Box Elder Bees. Logan will call a timeout with 1:42 left in the second period. My good friend Jane Gomez up here, secretary at Box Elder, probably one of the few people, Trek, that we could not do without at Box Elder. She's kind of, I guess, one of these stalwart people that's been there for years and years. Do you remember Jane Gomez?
I can remember her quite well working down there. She does a lot of stuff in the administration office.
She sure does. She's like our fourth administrator. That's what we call her down at the high school.
There's Coach Larry Finley, that, as you were mentioning, the dedicatee. He's done a lot of work here at Box Elder. played under him for the years that I was here. He was an assistant coach. He's a good man.
Yeah, that was a real honor tonight. Today, Larry Finley was honored. They brought his children and his wife, Barbara. And so congratulations to Coach Larry Finley, who, of course, retired last year from coaching to spend more time with his family, Trek. Kidman with a 3rd down and 10 with 1:42 left. We'll see what he does. I think he's going to put it up. He is. He's dropping straight back. He's looking. He has a man wide open, and they missed the tackle. Way has him by the ankle. Did I see a flag? No, I don't think I did.
Well, there was a helmet went flying up.
That was a helmet.
On the sideline. Russell Juber came up and hit him, knocked him off balance. He still kept it as 4th down, but the Logan man, it looked like they're tied in again. Mark Limmer just fell forward for enough yards to get within a 4th and 2.
Well, what do you do here? Do you go ahead and go for the field goal? You go ahead and pick up that 1st down? I guess they're going to call timeout and talk about it.
I think Coach Christensen will call timeout. He'll talk it over.
What would you do, Trek? What puts you in the driver's seat?
I think I'd go for it down here. I just would play on the edge. I think Coach Christensen will too. He plays a little bit more risky than most of the coaches that you'll find in high school football. I think he'll go for it.
Well, I look at it this way. If you don't get it, Box Elder is pinned pretty deep in their own end zone, and they have to go a long way with the minute 11 to score.
Yep.
If you kick the field goal and you miss, you come up empty completely. And that's not a good hash mark, so to speak, unless they ran it right down the middle, because that's where they'd spot the ball.
Yep.
So I think you're right. I think I'd go for it and try to pick. I think I'd try a running play, though. Maybe give it to one of those running backs, maybe Allen, and let him sweep the end. Of course, Box Elder will be ready for that running play, so it'll be interesting to see. This will be a test for the defense. Shane Quillen coming off the field now. He is a defensive coordinator.
Well, this will be an emotional play. I'd guess that they're going to run over towards the Logan side. They're going to use that real estate that they have over there. They've split their receivers out there. They'll be going that side.
Well, they have 2 receivers split wide to the right. Now they have a man in motion. Kidman's going to, he's going to keep the ball himself. Good move by Kidman, and he picks it up easy.
He did.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good move by Kidman. He really had the defense strung out. Now, everybody's looking very carefully on the spot of the ball, but I think he picked it up. Yeah, he picked it up.
He sent the running backs up the gut, and the defense converged on him. It looked like, from our angle, it looked like he might have been able to scoot in, but one of the interior defensive men for Box Elder closed it down on him. That's about on the 1-inch line. They're getting awful close now.
Well, it'd be very surprising right now if Logan doesn't score here, Trek, that close. It was almost like the Bees. They had 4 downs to do it.
Yep.
The defense just isn't that kind of defense to hold in goal line. I don't think they are.
If they could hold them, I don't know if Logan has any more timeouts. They could run out the half.
Quarterback tried to surge it over, and no indication as yet. Now it is. There's a touchdown.
A little second effort by...
That's really hard to do in high school, Trek. I see very few goal line stands in high school, to be honest with you.
Yep. Yeah, 1st and goal on the 1-inch line. I think anybody would be betting for a touchdown on that one.
Well, I think the thing that you're betting against just a little bit is the fact of you have a lot of young people out there with a lot of emotion and energy and adrenaline pumping, and when you get into the collegiate ranks, they're a little more thinking. Here comes the extra point, and it is good. Boy, he sure has a leg on him, I'll tell you that. That's Gunnell. So the score goes now 21 for the Grizzlies, 14 for the Bees with 35 seconds. You think Coach Roesler will play it safe? You think maybe they'll put it up themselves?
I don't know if he'll put it up or not. We saw last week where at the half he put it up after getting a little bit of field position. It was picked up. It was a fairly short pass.
Of course, Shaw's really doing a lot better job tonight, and he seems to be getting open a lot more.
He is. I don't think they have really anything to lose if they go for one deep here, but it would be a long pass play. I don't think he'll go for anything shorter than a 10, 12-yarder. I think he'll be going deeper.
They try to set it up, obviously, for a kickoff return. That's what they want to do, and try to get the ball as deep as they can into Logan territory. But with Gunnell's foot, boy, he can really boot it.
I think he might. I don't know if he'll hit a high.
I would hit a swivel,
yeah, I'd hit a line drive right at the middle. Make that thing bounce around.
You want to stop that run back, and he knows he has a couple of speedsters back there. Of course, the Stewart and Graves is a good runner as well. So we'll see what Gunnell does. He's approaching the ball. Oh, he's going to go end over end. Stewart gets it. There's a little wall there, but oh my goodness, was Stewart hit.
That was a
great hit that time by number 20, I think it was, for Logan, wasn't it, Trek?
That's number 77 here for Logan. He was completely upended. His feet flipped over, and he started running over to the box elder bench. He was so disoriented on that one.
Good hit also, I think, by number 20 for the Grizzlies on Stewart. Boy, he just leveled him.
That's Brian Hershey. He keeps getting down there awful quick.
22 seconds left for the Bees. Let's see what happens. Will Stewart put it up? Yeah, he's going to put it up. He's got Shaw open. Was it intercepted?
It was just barely broke up. The defensive back made the right move at the right time. He closed ground quickly. That's free safety over there for Logan. Closed the gap.
Boy, Stewart is surprising me. He has a great arm.
He does.
He really rifles that. That was a spiral all the way. That was about 30 yards.
Yep. I think they're going to just loft it up again here.
They have nothing to lose right now, in my opinion. They got a couple of speedsters. Adam Smoot is a real speedster on this other end. Now they're just going to run out the clock. So they're going to run out the clock. They tried one bomb and see how effective that was, and now they decided to just go into the locker room 7 points behind, and that's what will happen. So at the end of the half, we have Logan 21, Box Elder 14, and we'll be back for the second half after this.
Jones, Public Relations, Serenity Dixon, Historian Ann Parsons, Secretary Shanna Fine. They are presenting this year's homecoming theme, Dreams into Action, which was last year's spin body theme. The Spirit Squad consists of 153 members, and their advisor is a very tired Andrea Merrill. Students, friends, and alumni, welcome to Dreams into Action Homecoming 1991. At this time, we present to you the Box Elder High School cheerleaders. The cheerleading squad this year consists of head cheerleader Tori John, co-head cheerleader Crystal Simpkins, Tori Halliday, Holly Hatch, Heather Jones, Michelle Windley, Betsy Baird, Sharara Brett, Natalie Lauder, Amber Olson, Janice Pettengill, Alana Ramos, Mindy Reeder, and Rebecca Warnless. The mascots this year are Wendy Camden and Katie Kettner. The cheerleaders would like to thank their parents for all their love and support. Also, they'd like to thank their advisor, Mrs. Sharon Brown, for all her time and energy. They will perform to Twist and Shout. Youngfield cheerleaders. And now we present the Box Elder High School Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Randall Claus, with drum majors Alicia Keller and Laura Chavez. Majorettes are Allison Neff, Darcy Shaw, and Tabitha Waltman. The Box Elder High School Band is proud to carry on the long-standing tradition of musical excellence in Brigham City. The band was selected the outstanding marching band in this year's Pioneer Day Parade, and has been one of Northern Utah's showpiece bands for many years. And now sit back and enjoy as the Box Elder High School Band and Majorettes perform to Proud Mary. Nice job, band and majorettes. The 1991-92 Rockettes are President Stacy Thorne, Vice President Allison Matthews, Secretary Nikki Robideau, Historian Rochelle Russell, Public Relations Nicole Bedenson, Drill Leader Jude Gardner, Assistant Drill Leaders Sherry Hanson and Jody Leasley. Other members are Jolene Paul, Michelle Eckhart, Valerie Ford, Angie Frost, Aaron Gardner, Natalie Norman, Jenny Packer, Carolyn Price, Jenny Stokes, and Leanne Webster. The Rockettes would like to thank their parents for all their love and support, and they would also like to give a special thanks to their advisor, Mrs. Lloyd Butler. The Rockettes will perform to Barbara Ann. Great job, Rockettes. Members of the 1991-92 Color Guard are President Monica Reeder, First Vice President Sarah Christensen, Second Vice President Connie Walker, Secretary Dana Nielsen, Treasurer Carrie Kinmont, Historian Stacy Higley, Public Relations Julie Wilding and Heidi Geldmacher. Drill Leaders Elizabeth Lloyd, Assistant Drill Leader Laurel Cans. Other members are Mary Esther Anderson, Alicia Bates, Rochelle Conover, Ginger Gill, Tricia Hanson, Reagan Hill, Maggie Merrill, Don Mulgard, Debbie Smoot, Natalie Thompson, and Jenny Witt. The Color Guard would like to thank their parents and their former advisor and still friend, Mrs. Becky Barron, for all their support. And now the Box Elder High School Color Guard performing to the Land of a Thousand Dances. the traditional lighting of the bee by the sophomores who are the class of 1994. It will be lit on the mountains east of Brigham City soon. Carefully to the east, there it is, the beam lit by the sophomore class of 1994. We are now pleased to announce the 1991 homecoming dedicatee. He will be escorted by Cassie Hunsaker, the student body's second vice president. Our dedicatee this year, born in Arkansas, moved to California, where Orange Coast Junior College, he was a junior college All-American. Graduated with a degree in business administration from San Diego State University, where he was also a small college All-American and most valuable lineman. Married to Barbara Bowman, he has two boys, Austin and Brian. He's been involved in Habitat for Humanity, active in his church, Sunday school teacher, and in the church choir. Finley, who has always considered his classes as important as his team, has worked for 13 years at Box Elder as a business teacher, track coach, and as head football coach. We're proud to honor as Box Elder High School's 1991 homecoming dedicatee, Coach Larry Findley. And now to conclude our 1991 homecoming activities, we present this year's homecoming royalty. Freshman Princess, Corey Simpkins. Freshman Prince, John Jensen. Standing in for John is Jeff Jepson. Sophomore Princess, Elizabeth Anderson. Sophomore Prince, Aaron Dodson. Junior Princess, April Allen. Junior Prince, Jared West. And now for the senior royalty. Second runner-up in this year's Maid of Honor, Tiffany Holmgren. And Knight of Honor, Richard Jensen. First runner-up in this year's Senior Princess, Lori Brimberry. And Senior Prince, Matt Maddox. Standing in for Matt is Justin Burt. And now we ask last year's homecoming queen, Amy Bywater, and King, Brandon Chappell, to come forward and crown this year's king and queen. We now present the 1991 homecoming queen, Crystal Simpkins, and homecoming king, Jeremiah Hoop. To recognize this year's homecoming chairperson. Halftime chairman is Dan Cotter, dance chairman Kim Caldwell, assembly chairman Jackie Bagwell. Let's give them all a big hand. And now would everyone please stand and join the cheerleaders and the band as they lead us in the school song.
and after a fantastic halftime, and Bruce filmed all that halftime, Trek, and you just kind of leaned over to me during the halftime presentation. You said, this is kind of neat. I never got to see one of these. Of course, a lot of people forget that the athletes never get to see the homecoming, and it's such an integral part of the festivities for the spectators, but the players never see homecoming.
They never do. We really recognized how much time that the band, the drill team, and the color guard, the cheerleaders, all the different organizations put into it. It's really an incredible thing that they put on.
Well, I think it's kind of interesting. Of course, I work with the drama program, and I help out a little bit with the Rockettes sometimes with some of their routines and things like that. And I think a lot of credit needs to be given not only to the performers, but to the advisors who put in hours upon hours of rehearsal time and making such a wonderful presentation as we saw this evening look so simple, so to speak. As Jim Fuller was saying, as they remember last year when the faculty had an opportunity to do a color guard routine, and they rehearsed for 2 weeks, and they hit each other on the head quite a bit with their flags and things. And then tonight we saw the color guard perform, and they made it look so simple. And a lot of people forget how many hours and how much time that both the performers and the advisors put in. So congratulations to the color guard and the Rockettes, and of course to the Box Elder High School marching band under the direction of Randall Qualls, and for all of those performers that put in such a great amount of time, put on such an outstanding halftime, and of course the sophomore class, the B, was beautiful there on the mountain. I think it's a wonderful tradition. They don't have that where I come from in Florida. We don't have any mountains. They'd have to light it on the ocean or something. Well, we're ready to get started with the second half, and Trek and I have been talking and trying to outguess both teams and figure out what's going to happen in the second half. And Box Elder behind by 7 points and trailing in this game probably has to think a little bit about keeping that open offense. Maybe Stewart needs to throw the ball like he did just a little bit more. A few more of those running plays. Graves was doing a great job on the rushing. But on the other end of the spectrum, Ty Kidman has really torn up the Bees with that passing, and I think that we'll see more passing from Ty Kidman.
Yep, he's got a lot of weapons right now. He's using all of them. Had the wide outs, catching passes, working really well with the tight end. Their passing game has kept the Box Elder defensive backfield just guessing the whole first half, as has the Box Elder offense. Kept the Logan defense guessing. That one drive was an impressive drive, about 85 yards that they took it right down the field on them. And fantastic drive. This will be an interesting set of plays that we'll see Box Elder come out, see what adjustments they've made and what they're going to try to run.
Well, don't you assume, Trek, that we're going to see obviously a change a little bit in the pass defense? I think you would have to sit in the locker room and have to talk about that, because Box Elder cannot win this football game and have Ty Kidman have that much time to throw the football and for that much cushion against those receivers. He'll just pick them apart all night.
I agree with you. I think most of the time in that locker room during the half was spent going over the pass coverages, doing what they could do to slow down the coverages. I think the defensive backs might start chucking the receivers and the tight end a little bit, coming up on him, giving him a good solid hit right off the line. That messes up the timing of the play, and that gives a chance for the defensive lineman to get in there. Steve Blanchard had a fantastic first half. I think we can see that happening.
Well, Logan will kick off the Box Elder. Let's see if they get back in this football game, Trek. Joe Stewart catches the ball. Looking for that seam. Tries to go up the middle, and pretty good field position for the Bees to start out, and they'll take over 1st and 10. All right, Trek, they're going to start off with some running plays and get some field position and then maybe open it up. Is that what you think is going to happen?
I think they will. I don't see them going out right here throwing a pass, but I think they're going to run a running play and gives a chance for the offensive lineman to come out after a long halftime and fire out and hit somebody.
Okay, offensive line, we'll see what they do. And they don't come out and hit somebody. They pick up, well, he might have got back to the scrimmage line, did he?
I think he might have just got a few yards on that. We were talking
2 yards
during the halftime about the long halftime at homecoming. Both teams were in the locker room for an extended amount of time, which causes both teams to stiffen up a little bit.
Yeah, that's true, and I think when you're working with that, you have to do a bit of stretching and warming up. Oh, boy, there's a great run that time.
Steve Graves
That's
again.
Graves, and like I said, that low center of gravity, he really keeps low to the ground, and that's, you know, it's really hard to tackle somebody like that because if somebody's standing up, you can hit them in the legs or grab onto them in the shoulders, but when somebody has that low center of gravity, it's almost like tackling a helmet.
Yep, those arm tackles just won't do it against Steve Graves when he goes in the middle. He's a smaller type running back, really compact, and they have to get both arms on him, wrap him up, or get a hold of an ankle really good to bring him down.
And you're going to have to give credit to that offensive line that time. They really shot off there. 1st and 10 for Stewart. Adam Smoot is in motion for the Bees. He hasn't thrown to Smoot at all tonight.
Another run play to Berto Rodriguez.
Berto picks up good yardage. But have you noticed that Smoot is always open on this side? Is there a reason he doesn't want to throw on that side? Or I know that most of the plays are designed to run, but Smoot seems open. I've been watching him about isolated here on several plays, and he just runs down the field wide open. Maybe they'll catch that on film or something, huh?
I think that's a good thing to point out. The defensive backs, knowing that the Bucs are running the veer offense, is going to most of the times run the ball, other than we saw last week, and Berto Rodriguez throw it. The defensive back looks at the receiver, looks at the play, sees that it's going to be a running play. I think he leaves him a little early. That's why the big play of Berto Rodriguez last week worked so well too, Adam Smith.
All right, so 1st and 10. The Bees are marching. Well, there's going to be I thought there was going to be a timeout, but they waved that off. Tommy Birchstold in motion this time. There's another running play, the right side this time. And that's Graves, and he picks up some tough yardage. Looks to me like they're setting up a pass play. I think they're going to set up that pass play because that's softening that defense up just enough, because what they'll do is they'll shoot that linebacker here pretty soon.
Yeah, it looks like that big offensive line, these two drives that we've seen, I'm really impressed with them. They're coming out and they're making some good blocks, giving the running backs room to make good runs.
2nd down and 6 for the Box Elder Bees. Joe Stewart at the quarterback position. There goes Adam Smoot again in motion. And Stewart is, he's thrown, he might have been thrown for a loss that time. I don't know, Shrek. He didn't pick up much.
Looked like he read the defensive end coming across defensive end, came across the line of scrimmage. Stewart looked at him, realized that the veer playing it out to the option wouldn't work, so he cut inside of him, and there was plenty of defenders there to get him.
You know, I never thought of this before, but Adam Smoot and Tommy Birchstold run every other play in. Geez, they probably could run 4 or 5 miles just running for those patterns. I never thought about that before. Stewart looking. Here's a man open, and it's dropped.
It looked like a pass just behind Birchstold.
Birchstold, right.
Yeah, that was, again, a good pocket that offensive line formed for him. Gave Stewart a little time. Just unloaded just a little bit behind the Birchstold.
Well, obviously they have to go for it here, 4th and 5. Here comes Smoot again. He and Birchstold in and out every other play. Yeah, Birchstold really made a nice attempt on that. It was just kind of thrown a little too low.
He almost came up with that. The circus kind of catch the ball, just kind of rolled past him.
4th down and 5, 21-14 in favor of the Logan Grizzlies. Stewart's going to try to throw again. He's rolling out. There's a flag. Has to be a holding call or a legal procedure. I would say probably maybe holding right there.
Yeah, but I think they'll decline it. The line gave him good time again, just didn't see a receiver, so Stewart tucked it down and went to run for it. I think either way the ball is going to turn over right here.
I think we're going to see a turnover here, and so the Grizzlies will take over 1st and 10. Unless it's against Logan, but I'm pretty sure that's against Box Elder.
Yep, they'll decline it.
Holding is the call against the Bees, and that is not a good penalty right now, and Coach Quilling not very happy. So now the defense will be tested right now because it's 21-14, and the Logan Grizzlies really have been picking up the yardage. I don't know how many yards they've gained tonight, but it would be over 150, 160 yards. Ty Kidman is a quarterback. Just a handoff this time. Oh, that time it's a great run around the end that time. Number 28, that's Scott Allen again. Scott Allen's a good little runner. He looks to me like he really likes to run wide, though, because of his speed. He doesn't like to cut in very much. But he has a great kind of a accelerated type speed when he gets around that corner.
Well, he kind of picks his way. He gets out there, tries to see what develops. As soon as he sees a gap, he cuts up on it.
Reads his blockers extremely well.
That's true. See what kind of adjustments the...
What a referee, what is he must, I don't know what he keeps doing over here, Trek.
The ball went out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Oh, stopping the clock. Oh, there's the man wide open. Oh, that was a good defensive play that time by number 6 for Boxelder. Cole Beecher on the defense that time, but Beecher read that well. He almost picked it off. If he would have picked it off, it would have been off the races because he'd have had a touchdown. There wasn't anybody near him.
You see Coach Quilling pointing down there. I think what he was telling Cole Beecher is that he had a good chance of just, rather than hesitating that short little step that he did, come right through.
He might have picked it off the interception. Yep. That's exactly right.
I think he was going for the hit there.
Yeah, if he should have went, still was a good hit, and that did stop that. So 3rd down and 5. The Bees could stop him here. Running around, running at will this time is Allen again. Picks up big yardage. He's got the first down easy.
That was a great tackle by Matt Maddox over there in the open field. He just took him, hit him with his shoulder, lifted his feet up, and just wrapped him up. That was a really good tackle out there.
Ryan Shaw into the game. It looks to me like the Logan Grizzlies are playing very smart offense right now. They're mixing it up, running, passing, and that will throw the Bees defense off. That's what they did that first quarter. That really confused the Box Elder Bees.
Looks like there have been a few adjustments by the defensive
Ryan Shaw came in. I saw that. He came back in as linebacker, I think. There's a handoff that time. Good defense by the Bees that time. Only a couple-yard pickup. I think that went to Allen again.
Yep.
Scott Allen.
Looks like number 50, Tom Sedal, got in there and just kind of confused the play up there for the running back. Got underneath the offensive lineman, grabbed an ankle.
Haven't mentioned Tom's name very much tonight, but he is an outstanding defensive player. But Tom Sedal, like you said, kind of broke up that play. So it is a 2nd down. Wait, some injured player on the field. Looks like one of the Grizzlies. And they're ministering to him right now to find out what the problem is.
It looks like I don't see the tight end for Logan out there. I don't know if that's the Logan tight end, Mark Wimmer, or not. Look through the huddle. I don't.
He's getting up. He looks okay. So I think he just he's kind of limping. So number 44 is the number.
Fullback, Brad Jones.
So that's Ryan Jones. He's the 5'11", 168 fullback. He's a senior. I think he's okay. I watched him get up, so I think he's all right. So 2nd down and 9 for the Logan Grizzlies. 7:32 left in the 3rd period. The Bees need to hold here. Kidman, he's looking back. He's got time. Now he's going to be sacked. Good defense that time.
Steve Blanchard in there again.
Blanchard again. He has to be our pick right now. He and Juber going neck and neck for defensive play of the game, in my opinion.
Now that was one of those plays where the defensive backs helped the defensive lineman. The defensive backs had good coverage, gave the chance for the defensive lineman to break free and get to Kidman. So when they help each other, it helps your defense out a lot. You can stop an offense.
3rd down and 15. This is what happened to them last time. Last time they picked up the needed yardage, but this is a lot more yardage they need this time. We'll see what happens. Kidman's going to throw the ball. You know that. Here come the rush, and they got it right over the middle. And nobody there. Ryan Shaw finally brings him down, but nobody there again over the middle. I am so surprised that defense keeps being burned right there. I guess it's just hard in that zone, but it seems like somebody has to be missing an assignment. We'll talk to Coach Quilling about that and find out exactly why that's so vulnerable right there. What do you think, Trek?
It looked like Casey Roach was on him, and he went for the player. He was eyeing on the receiver, but the pass, went closer to the Logan sideline, and the receiver altered his route, and Casey missed him on that play. That was another open one over the middle. They were going to have to stop that.
1st and 10. That seems to be the spot that Kidman picks on. He's going to throw again. He's looking a lot of time. Got a man open. And it hits the box elder player in the helmet. Pretty sure it did.
Yep, we have a holding penalty down here.
Well, it's going to be for naught because, like Trek just mentioned, they're going to bring it back. There's a holding penalty. Tom Siddell looking at the sideline saying, what do you want us to do? Obviously, they're going to take the penalty and march him back 15 yards. They've got to get him as deep as they can right now.
It's another one of those drive-stopping penalties.
Number 86 is Steve Gailey. I think we've been giving Blanchard a lot of credit. We've been giving that to the wrong guy. 86 is Blanchard. 88 is Blanchard. 86 is Gailey. So let's make sure we keep that straight. It might have been Gailey on some of those plays. I don't know. Has that been Blanchard 88?
I think it's been 86. Blanchard might be flipping us a $5 bill after the game.
Well, we're not going to do that because it's Steve Gailey. So let's give the credit to where credit is due. Let's cross that name off, if that's true, and give it to Steve Gailey. I know Steve really well, hard worker. Colorado boy, by the way. Kind of came to us as a transfer student from Colorado. Steve Gailey, number 86, we're told. So let's make sure we get that right. I think his dad reminded me at the beginning of the game, and then I forgot about it, so I apologize to Steve Gailey and Mr. Gailey. Mr. Gailey is a big man, and so I really apologize.
Yeah, we'll get that in. I have him down.
Well, we got a player coming off the field, and that looks like
Cunningham.
Cunningham is coming off the field, being assisted by Coach Brent Hollingsworth, who is taking over I think, the defensive secondary for the Bees. Of course, Dr. Dewey McKay, who is here each and every game and volunteers his services. Of course, he is an orthopedic specialist. Has worked on my back, really an excellent doctor, and we really thank Dr. McKay. Dennis Peart also there assisting physical therapist. Kidman back, throws the ball on the ground. Good defense by the Bees, a good rush that time. Brings up a third down now. Morrell doing a nice job on coverage. Go ahead, Tom. I mean,
that pass, just what you said, the pass rush there forced Kidman back on his heels. And I think that's what took a couple yards off his pass there because he just underthrew Wimmer on that one.
We know if the Bees could hold here, they could get pretty good field position on that punt if they put a good rush on that punter. They're down at 25. This is where they've been kind of vulnerable over the middle. You think they'll go to the middle again? He's looking. He's got a man on a fly pattern, and he just dropped it. It was a good defense play, but he just dropped it, or he'd have been gone.
I think he saw Matt Maddox coming over at him.
Good defensive play by Maddox.
He saw Maddox coming there. He knew he was going to get hit.
But I think he had it.
Yep, he's going to get hit either way, whether he catches it or drops it. And I think that it kind of startled him.
Well, if I were the Bees, I'd put on a heavy rush, not rough the kick or anything, but I'd put on a real big rush and try to set up this punt return by Matt Maddox. They need good field position to get started and get back on the board here. Well, he gets a good punt. Maddox, ball kind of drops dead, though, right in front of Maddox, so he didn't pick it up. That's smart.
Yep. He stayed away from it good. The punter on that one, he dropped the ball awfully low. That ball was almost hitting the ground when he got his toe on it.
It kind of a backspin of some type, and it just kind of deadened. So Matt Maddox had no chance for a return. So the Bees will take over 1st and 10. They do not have good field position, as we thought they would. Give a lot of credit again to Logan. They blocked very well on that punt.
They do. They get down there quickly and have a change of the ball out there. We'll see what the Rockshire offense can do. This is about the same distance that they traveled.
21-14. Time is, of course, an ally right now to the Logan Grizzlies. We'll see what Stewart does. Stewart, boy, they read that beautifully that time. And they hit the man as soon as he hit the scrimmage line.
Chris Thompson got in there awful quick. He's a big boy. He's 6'6", 219. He got in that backfield as quick as the ball was given up to the carrier.
I just think that the Bees are going to have to open this up, maybe a little short route or something, because Logan is really keying on those running plays, especially on this kind of field position. They probably know that Stewart won't throw, so they'll just rear those ears back and go.
I think we're going to see him drop back here and throw a pass.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Nope, that's not it.
Again to Graves.
Graves with the carry. He picks up a few yards, but that's not going to get it done right now. they've got to have a first down, in my opinion, because Logan really hurt themselves on the drive. Otherwise, they might have scored again, but they hurt themselves on 2 penalties.
Yep.
So right now, the Bees are looking at a 3rd down and 2.
They gained quite a bit on that. That play has worked for them so well tonight.
That's off that left side. There's a little weakness on that left side. Right side seems to be a lot stronger for the... I just mentioned that, didn't I?
Yep. Yep, you saw that.
I was right.
There.
Set that one up, didn't I? That right side is much tougher. That left side is a little bit weaker, but so the Bees are going to have to punt it away.
That's those both-way players for Logan over there. They've got Chris Thompson, Jared Martindale over there on the left side of their defense. Those are 2 good athletes that Logan's got on their defensive line. Logan's going to have good field position on this.
Yeah, they really are.
They're missing.
Stewart better get off a boomer because... oh, boy, he almost got... Oh, he did put off a boomer. What a punt! If they can get down there, and they have Tommy Birchstold down there, what a beautiful tackle.
Open field
Tommy
tackle.
Birchstold, open field tackle.
That was a fantastic play by Tom Birchstold.
We saw that one coming, and what a punt by Stewart. How many yards did that go?
That ball traveled from down around the 30-yard line all the way down to the Logan 16-yard line.
That might have been over a 60-yard punt.
He had to get that thing away. The rush was coming on. It looked like they're having trouble getting it off, and he punted so far it out-punted the punt coverage.
Stewart is an outstanding athlete. Punts and plays quarterback, and really a great athlete. And he's not very big either, but he's got a lot of heart.
Clutch play there by Stewart and by Birchstold.
Well, the defense has to keep him pinned, though. That's the key right now. They got a great punt by Stewart. Now let's see what they can do with it. There's a pitch back on that right side, trying to sweep it. That's that same runner, Errol Allen, again.
Bill Morrell on the tackle on that one. That play's been tough for Logan this half. That's something the Logan offense exposed in the first half. Looks like we have a clip over there on the Logan side.
Looks like we have a penalty is what the call is, and Trek said, is that a clip? Is that what you call?
Like a clip or a downfield below-the-knee block.
Okay, some type of penalty, though, will be assessed against the Logan Grizzlies, and that'll help the Bees. They need to pin these guys as deep as they can and get that ball back in field position because there's a clipping call. Trek called it. Eagle Eye Trek.
That's a half the distance to the goal line. That's a tough penalty for Logan. Now the Bees defense can unload on him.
2:41 left in the 3rd period, 21-14. Favor of the Grizzlies on a beautiful homecoming evening. We'll see what happens if Kidman does air it out. Defensive secondary has been a little vulnerable to that middle.
He's going to draw it out.
Kidman's back.
Right down the field to 7.
He's got a man open. Oh, right out of the outstretched hands, but the receiver was wide open. Number 28, that's Allen. The receivers really have a tendency to get into those pockets, quote, open pockets, and they run those patterns beautifully.
That was a great conceived play. We had Eric Mortensen for Logan running down the field. He drug Cole Beecher with him down the field, and it left that wide open for Scott Allen to get past the linebackers. Really well-conceived, drawn-out play that draws the coverage into the middle and leaves that part of the zone exposed.
But, you know, that was just a beautiful pass thrown by Kidman. Kidman has a great arm. He's very accurate as well.
He does.
He can throw it a long way, too. See what happens. 2nd down and 20. Kidman. Well, now, you know what I think is happening just a little bit? Kidman seeming to rushing the pass just a little bit. Now, he didn't have that much pressure, but he seems to not be planting like he did in that first half and really drilling the guy. And he's made a couple of bad passes there, but the man was open again.
You're right on the mark there, Joe. He had plenty of time there. I think if he gave his receiver time to cut into the middle, I think he would have had an open receiver. I think you're right.
3rd down and 20, and the Bees have to hold here, and then they can go in with that block punt.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. Kidman, he'll probably air it out. With 3rd and 20, he has to. He's got his favorite receivers. He has a man open. Oh, and there's going to be a pass interference. That's a good call. He had him by the ankles before he caught the ball. Good call by the referee. He tried to hit him just as he caught it, but he did hang on to him a little too soon.
And a complete misdirection play that looked like a tight end was running a drag pattern just across the middle.
Now, let's see. Is that from the point of infraction in high school? Is that how they do it? Because that won't give him a first down if that's the case.
They're going right from the... They took the penalty, so they're taking it from the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so it'll be a 4th down and 5, right?
That's what will... I think it'll give them an automatic first down on a personal foul.
Oh, it gives them automatic first down. That's right. It's an automatic first down. You're right, Trick. So 1st and 10. The Bees make a big mistake there. And with 2:22, Logan's eating up the clock. The Bees had their chance right there. And there's that running back again trying to pick up some tough yardage.
It's backed up. Casey Roach came from behind. That was an odd-looking play. The running back stood back there. Looked like he wasn't sure where to go. It was stacked up, and then he found a seam off to the right side and went around for about 4 or 5 yards.
2nd down and 6. The big thing is we're watching the clock. They're really eating up the clock. They've held the ball, I bet you, over half this particular quarter. 2nd down and 6. Oh, there's that draw play. What a beautiful draw play they ran that time. Let's give some credit to Coach Perry Christensen and his staff because they are offensively calling a beautiful ball game right now. Just watching the clock tick down and the Bees making mistakes. And, you know, if you want to win a football game, just let the other team make mistakes and then capitalize on those. And that's exactly what Logan has just done.
That's right. That was one of those where they'd stretched out the defense with the passes, and just what you said, Joe, he's calling a great game there. That draw caught the defensive line coming right past him.
1st and 10 again for Ty Kidman, doing a nice job at quarterback. That time the Bees missed tackles, and there goes an open field. He has one man to beat, and catching him from behind.
Number 55 for the Bees, is that Jared Gallegos?
I think it was Gallegos, and he's a pretty quick one, but Ryan Jones on the run, and boy, did he pick his holes.
He did, and then he just cut it back against the defense. And
I hate to say this, but I'm afraid if Logan scores again, it's going to be all over for the Bees.
Well, with the running game, it might be out of touch. If they start throwing the ball, they could get back in it with a big play, but they're definitely going to have to stiffen up down here, the defense.
Logan's offense has really put it into gear on that mistake made by the Bees on that pass interference. Kidman, a lot of time, has a man open, but it's intercepted. Looking for blockers.
Looked like Hans Peterson just playing center field back there. An overthrow by Kidman. He snagged it out of the air.
Hans Peterson doing a nice job, and like you said, it was really a poorly thrown pass that time by Kidman. And all Hans Peterson had to do was play center field like a baseball player, pick it off, and a good interception. He's excited, but let's see how exciting we're going to be because the Bees have to score right now. Otherwise, this is going to be for naught.
Yep, that was
29 seconds
play.
left in the 3rd period, Trek. Time is really becoming an ally to the Grizzlies. 1 touchdown behind. They put Adam Smoot in motion again, like always. Smoot's open. Stewart decides to run it. Stewart gets a block. He's looking. Good run by Stewart that time.
That's those quick feet of Stewart. He came out here. He made that Logan defensive man miss him. That was a fantastic run by Stewart again. He had plenty of time, looked downfield, decided to run the ball on that.
Well, the other thing is we talked about Smoot, but he really took 2 men with him. So that really helped Stewart get around that corner. So that's why they run that. Now I figured it out.
That was
kind of a decoy almost.
He got outside the defensive end to Logan. The coach for Logan will be telling him to make sure he keeps getting outside.
So that's the end of the 3rd period of play, 21-14 in favor of the Grizzlies. And 1 period of play at this homecoming game, 91. Again, we want to thank Inside Cablevision, Channel 36, for allowing us to play these games.
We want to take a break right now.
All right, let's take a quick break before we have the 4th period. So short at the quarterback position. Looks like they're going to rush this time. Try to catch him. Boy, they do not catch him with anything. They try to catch him a little trap way, I think, and that didn't work at all.
I think that long count there is trying to get the defensive lineman to skip a little bit. That count gets that anxiety going in those defensive linemen.
That's a great deal of discipline by the Logan Grizzlies defense that time because they maintain the position. Second down and 7 for the Bees. 11:32 left in this game. The Bees have to score on this series of downs. Stewart is going to be, yes, he's going to be hit from behind. Good play by the Logan Grizzlies again.
It showed a lot of intelligence, Joe Stewart. He pulled the ball up, getting ready to throw, felt the
And he tucked it under.
He tucked it under. That was a good play by him.
People don't realize that saves that fumble because if you hold that out like a loaf of bread, you have that ball knocked out of your hand.
That's right.
Third down and 12. The Bees have to get a first down here. I would insist that this might be one of their last chances as far as the time and the clock is concerned because Logan really eats up a lot of time.
Is that pass
Play they work. They got him out open. And he's got a touchdown. And that's Tommy Burstow. No flag. Number 50 hitting the ground. And they should have saw that in the films from last week. They did the same play against Mountain View. This time it runs for a touchdown. And Berto Rodriguez is the backup quarterback, so you know he can throw. I can't believe Logan didn't know that. There was a man near him. They had blitz on, though.
They did. Berto took a shot, too. We got to give him credit. He took a hard lick, got rid of the ball. Burstow was 20 yards past any defender. That was a fantastic play. Just got the defense right off their heels.
Well, they strike up. There's the kick. Oh, he missed the kick. Oh, wait a minute. It did. It went off to the right. Now the ball game changes. 21-20. He misses the extra point. Now the whole ball game changes.
That was a big extra point. We still got plenty of time here.
Well, there's lots of time. The thing I'm thinking about is the fact of it. It does end in this score. It becomes a pretty important extra kick. And I'm not blaming the young man because anybody can miss them. It's just one of those things that people think are automatic.
Yep.
High school, it's not automatic. And college now, they've narrowed those goalposts, so that's even becoming harder.
There's been a lot of missed field goals and missed extra points in the college in the first couple of weeks, too.
So 21-20. That was a beautiful pass play, though, from Berto Rodriguez to Tommy Burstow.
That'll be a big lift. We'll see how the defense responds to that kind of a lift that the offense gave them there. Just a play that they really needed at that time, a crucial third down. They needed to get a first down. They pulled that one out of the hat. Getting caught by a lot of his own medicine there on a razzle-dazzle play.
Well, you could see Logan really get upset after that because you could see they thought, oh, didn't we see that in the film? Beautifully executed. And you couldn't ask for it at a better time with third down and 11 to go for a touchdown pass. Well, we saw Stewart punt the ball about 65 yards last time, and he's probably got some adrenaline pumping. Let's see if he can get this one deep, and that would pin Logan very deep offensively and give the Bees a chance, like Trek mentioned, defensively to get out there and try to stop the Logan Grizzlies. So it's a kickoff. And he kicks a nice kick. Oh, it's going to stay in bounds if they can cover him. But he's going to the right side of the field. There's a penalty. I think it's going to be a hold. I mean, a blocking penalty.
Yep. I think we might have an illegal use of the hands. Cole Beecher down there on the kick coverage along with Blanchard after that big play. Another
clipping. I was right. A clipping call called against Logan. That's going to march him back 15 yards. And now the Bees have got to toughen up defensively.
That really hurts him. The receiver, the deep man for Logan, thought the ball was going to roll out of bounds. He knows that's a free ball. He's got to pick that thing up.
Don't you think? I was going to say, don't you think he should have picked it up? And
I think he was just hoping it would roll out of bounds. But you're right. He needed to pick it up a little earlier.
Well, that's what caused the clip because the guy had to hesitate, and when the box elder man turned his back, he hit him. .10:33, first and 10, but the Grizzlies all the way back to about that 9-yard line. Are we right?
Yep, they're inside the 10.
Okay, we'll see if the Bees can tighten up. But watch Kidman. He may come out throwing. He loves to throw. Just a quick handoff. Some tough yardage in there.
Stack it up.
This is where you want to see. This is where you want to see maybe a fumble down in here. So the Bees are hitting hard and low. Tom Siddell that time on the stop for the Bees, number 50.
Steve Gailey again in on that one. Now that we got his number straight.
Let's give him credit, Steve Gailey. So he's right
playing
now
well
my defensive pick of the game and not Blanchard.
Yeah, that.
I want to make sure on that, though.
Yeah, he's been in there on so many plays tonight, and
we mentioned Blanchard, so it's Steve Gailey, Steve Gailey, Steve Gailey. We're even. Kidman.
a little delayed draw.
Delayed draw, but it doesn't go anywhere. Good defense by the Bees, because I thought Kidman did a pretty good fake, but the Bees stayed at home that time, the linebackers, and took down the running back. Was that Allen?
I think that was their tailback, Allen, that he dropped back, played it out really well, held onto his hands like he still had it, kept the defensive backs going after the receiver, so it was a great play fake by Ty Kidman.
This is where I think the Bees need to be careful. This is where Kidman likes to throw over that middle. He's been a little inaccurate the last couple of downs, but let's see if he can throw a good one, because he's going to have to probably pass. They may, yeah, it looks like a passing formation. Bees know that. Kidman's back. A lot of time, a lot of time. Now he's going to run it out of the pocket. He did not make it.
That was a fantastic tackle. Stood him straight up right as he was getting to that
because he would have made it. You're right, Trex. Looks like Juber was in on the tackle. Let's give him credit. That's another one for him. So Juber's catching up with Gailey right now, and Roach also.
I don't know if they'll give him the forward progress. I think the spot on that, the Bees don't like it, but he made forward progress before the Bees stood him straight up.
Yeah, but he didn't get a first down. He's short of the first down, isn't he?
I think he'll be awful close.
They're giving it to him.
Yep.
Oh, boy, I don't know about that trick. I won't say anything because I'm not down on the field, but I don't know what the rule is on that, because he was stood straight up, and I think in high school, is there a rule that forward progress stops when the whistle blows?
Well, they have to bring him down, or either he has to hit the ground. I think what
maybe he hit the ground and where the football is then.
Is a lot of it has to do with the placement, wherever that ref decides to place the ball. And it looked like he ran right into a wall, though. That was a great tackle there.
Boy, I tell you what, that was an interesting play, because the Bees thought they had him stopped, but it's 1st and 10. And that gives them another life with about 8 minutes and 29 seconds left in the game. The Bees definitely have to watch it here. Here he comes. And just running at will that time. The Bees a little bit mixed up on defense that time. They were not ready for that play at all, because they sent number 15 wide, and he was late getting there, and that's exactly the side they went to. Give a lot of credit to Kidman, who saw that, I think, and read it.
You know, Casey Roach came over there and closed it down. If the Logan ball carrier would have cut through there, I didn't see too many Box Elder guys that would have had a shot on him. So Casey Roach, credit him with a good tackle right there. Saved a lot of yardage Scott Allen would have picked up.
2nd down and 2, though. Grizzlies going to pick up another first down if the Bees don't dig in here. Straight handoff play. They were waiting for him that time. Good play that by the Bees. They might have lost a yard.
Casey Roach in there again. And
Casey Roach, let's give him some credit. He's been on some tackles lately.
Russell Juber in there.
And then Juber again.
Seems to have hurt his elbow in there. He's staying in.
Is that Juber?
Yeah, I'd hate to see him be hurt right now.
He's been really a real stalwart player for the Bees tonight. He's been there a lot of tackles. He and Steve Gailey. And also we've mentioned Roach.
He can just stay in for these 2 plays and stop him. He'll get a ref.
If the Bees can stop him here, I'm pretty sure they're going to punt. But we'll see what happens. They picked it up last time. There's that play again.
Strung
looking
out
for a hole. This time they stopped him.
Burke Hollingsworth again strung out the play, forcing Allen to cut back against the Box Elder defense. He's getting out there, doing his job, having great containment out there.
They give a lot of credit to Burke Hollingsworth. He's just a little guy, but he did string out the play, and that's what you got to do. It's a 4th down now. I think Shane Quilling is a little bit worried about the fake punt here. I think he wants to be aware of that, because that could be a possibility at this point in the game. You may not want to give it back to the Bees.
Logan always lines up like they're going to punt it.
They're going
Or
to
that they're
call
gonna run
a
it.
timeout, and the Bees want to talk about it, and I think that's a good timeout.
It is. Yeah, Logan is the punter. He sets up underneath the center. I think he's taking a look at the defense to see if there's a chance that he can get it, and he's usually instructed if there's some kind of defensive flaw that he can take that he can go on a fake punt.
Well, what do you think? You think Logan will fake it and try to get it? You said Perry Christensen's kind of an open,
I think
kind of an open kind of coach and tries to go for it, or you think they're going to play it safe and punt it down there?
he's kind of a riverboat gambler type guy, but he's
might
very
be too much,
knowledgeable. I think this is a little too much for Coach Christensen. I think he'll get rid of it. He'd have a lot of problems if they don't make it here, because that leaves the Bees clearly in scoring position.
And they've been last series of downs, they did okay against the Bees, and so maybe he has a lot of confidence in that defense. 21-20 is the score, with about
they're lining up in a cut. They're going for it.
I thought they would. Oh, and there goes Box Elder offside. So that's going to give it to him, so they don't even have to worry about it. That was a good move by Coach Perry Christensen, unless it's against Logan, and I don't think so. He's just fired too soon.
He could have been lining up.
Offside, Box Elder, they're just going to give him a first down. A good move by Coach Perry Christensen, because he didn't even have to run the ball. He picked up a first down. 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies, 21-20, favor of the Grizzlies, and that's really going to hurt the Bees. And you can see body language tells you that upset the defense, but they've got to suck it up now, Trek. You can't get down in these situations. You've got to really try to pin them down and not let them pick up any more yardage, because I think that Kidman is really dangerous down in here about the 30-yard line.
And when they have an open field, and they're a little more comfortable in midfield.
We'll see what happens now. Kidman tries to put the ball up. I would just try to run out more clock. He does. There's a good tackle there behind the line of scrimmage.
Steve Gailey got shot through.
Steve Gailey is the guy, and we've been naming him all night. 86, not Blanchard, but Gailey.
That was a fantastic rush in there. He got his one hand on him and had plenty of help in there.
You've never seen Steve Gailey, but Steve Gailey looks like a blonde Superman. I'm not kidding you. The kids,
he's playing
we call
like
him
it.
Superman. Well, he's got a really good build, but he's got this strong jaw and everything. So, like we said, Steve Gailey is definitely one of the nominees for Defensive Player of the Game tonight. 2nd down, facing Kidman. Will he air it out? No, he's going to hand it off.
Counter.
Well, they picked up some yardage that time, but they're going to run out that clock as much as they can, which is a good move in high school football, because it's hard to score with only 2 minutes left in high school.
Yep.
4:57 and counting, 3rd down and 9. Now the Bees have to be patient, they have to be disciplined, and they have to not make a mistake here, Trek. Because I think this could be the last one.
This is a very crucial 3rd down. This is make or break it right now for the Box Elder defense right here. The Logan team picks up a 1st down. A lot of time goes off the clock, and the timeouts for Box Elder have to be spent here.
3rd down and 9, 4:28 left in the game. There's too much time to delay a game, so they're going to march it back 5. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 14 for the Grizzlies. All of a sudden, they make a mistake. That's a critical mistake at this time. One of the players handing the referee the flag.
It's like as
being
if he
very
gives it-
courteous there. Waving it off. It wasn't too much time, so it was an inadvertent, or whatever you want to call, flag, and Coach Quilling runs out there and wants to know what's going on. It's a timeout. So they must have taken the timeout before that they assessed the penalty. So that's what happened.
There's a line judge over here that called the penalty, and I think the referee had
already
notified.
signaled timeout,
Yeah.
right. And he's the boss, the man in the white hat.
You know, that last 4th down, I think Coach Christensen, he would have stood back there and had his quarterback just barking out the signals. And if they wouldn't have come offside, I think he would have taken the 5-yard penalty and just punted it away. So I can't see him risking it so much back there.
Yeah, I can't either. 3rd down and 9 then for the Logan Grizzlies, and I can't think of any other play but a pass by Kidman right now, probably over the middle or maybe to one of those wide receivers. In his formation, he really puts his receivers very, very wide in the field, and that's hard to cover because they are speedsters, and they really, on the fly pattern, they really get behind the defender. And when Kidman has time, boy, he can really rifle it.
I think he'll probably send those speedsters down on a streak pattern, clearing out the defensive backfield and have an underneath receiver cutting across.
He has two receivers wide to his right, one lone back. 3rd down and 9. The Bees have to hold here. Kidman, he's looking, he's being rushed, he's going to be
great
sacked.
play. Super play by Casey Roach. What a time for a big play.
Casey Roach comes with a big play, and that gives him a few more notches in his helmet.
Oh,
and so
fantastic time
the
for
Bees now will have a little bit of a field position, I think, if they get a good rush on that punter. If we remember last time, Joe Stewart boomed one away for Box Elder. We'll see what the punter does for Logan. 4th down and 9. They always get in that same position, as Trek mentioned, and then they move into the regular punt formation.
Stewart will be just getting the ball. They're more concerned about having the ball.
They really got to
than
put a
field
rush,
position.
I think, but not rough the kicker. That's one thing they want to stay away from. They did. Oh, he shanked it just a little bit.
Get away from
But it gets Logan bounce, and gets a pretty good roll to it. So it looks like maybe about the 35-yard line, pretty close to there. They're going to mark it right on the 35, I think, Trek. And so Bees will take over 1st and 10, 3:47, 21-20 in favor of the Grizzlies. What a ball game we've been seeing tonight. Trek called it at the beginning. He said this would be a ball game, and it has been.
This has turned out to be a real nail-biter with just over 3.5 minutes left here. Still got time to move it down the field.
I think they need to be very patient here, move the ball down, pretty much stick to their offense. I don't think they need to get tricky right here. Stay as basic as they can. Stewart looking. He's got Shaw open, but good defense that
we
time.
got a roughing the passer down
Roughing the passer, so the Bees are going to get a break. 15 yards.
Big mental there. And that's...
Well, you know, they didn't even have to do that because when you have a quarterback as small as Stewart, and you get your hand in his face, that's good enough. And then he hit him after.
That was just a little mental letdown on the Logan defense there. They had that covered. Almost had that pass picked off. But, that's a crucial penalty for the Logan defense right here.
Okay, a 1st and 10 for the Bees, and that marks it right on about the 50-yard line. So they got 50 yards to go for a touchdown. I still think the Bees need to get it in chunks. Little chunks.
That was
Not
a
big
surprise
chunk.
play.
That was a big chunk. Stewart. Handoff. Good blocking that time.
Run by Berto Rodriguez.
That's
And
Berto
about 4
Rodriguez.
yards.
Clock is an enemy to the Bees, an ally to the Grizzlies with 3:06 left in the game. 2nd down now.
I think the Bees have used one of their timeouts already.
Think they have 2 left?
I think they have 2 left.
Okay, very methodical now is what you have to be in this kind of position. High school football is very tough not to make a mistake down in this end. There's another handoff. There's not much there, but good yardage still.
This is just pounding it down at him.
That was Rodriguez again.
A few yards at a time. They're close to the 1st down marker again. Got about a yard and a half to go. It looks like they're just going to run for it and get the 1st down.
Well, I think with this much time left, I think it seemed like that time Stewart was a little bit on that interference play or roughing the passer play. Uh-oh, they didn't get it. Well, now they might have. Depends on where they mark it. Yep, they get it.
That lean forward.
Boy, you give a lot of credit. Is that Graves that time or Rodriguez?
That was Graves again. He's a tough kid. I tell you what. He just goes for it every time in the middle. And that second effort, you got to take your hat off that young man.
2nd and 12. Excuse me. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left. 1st and 10. Got to sit there and get my mind straight here. Stewart. He's rolling. He's got a man open. Oh, it's caught. Beautiful reception that time by, there he is, Adam Smoot.
He called it.
I told you he could catch.
Yep.
All right, Adam Smoot, he's kind of excited, but he has great hands. I've watched him before in practice, and the kid has really sure hands. He's a little guy, but again, great little athlete. He's a wrestler.
Ran off
Correct.
Quite a bit of time. We're down around a minute and a half left in the game.
Minute and a half, 2nd and 1. A good pickup that time for the Bees. Stewart with a good pass play. Stewart's going to keep it himself.
Gets the first down.
Good surge by the offensive line. They pick it up, first and
Stop the
10.
clock.
That'll stop the clock as they reset the chain.
This is
This is a nail-biter.
This has turned into quite a game. I've been in games like this, but I don't remember being
What
this
does it
nervous.
feel like? What does it feel like?
Well, the adrenaline's going so much. You're so into
Are you
the
able
game.
to think? Are you able to think logically?
A lot better than I am right now, just sitting here. You want to go out and do something.
There is
That's,
a timeout. Now, that'll help the Bees just a little bit. That's an injury timeout against the Grizzlies. So that'll help the Bees. So Coach Wes Roesler can talk to his offense just a little bit. Looks like he's sending plays in with Birch, Stolt, and Smoot each time.
It's funny you ask how this was when we played Logan down here, same type of game, driving at the last second, but our
Was that the one
our
when you
receiver
guys...
fumbled.
Oh,
and,
that's right. All right.
I happened to be that receiver, so I told Perry Christensen Wednesday, I said, hey, you owe me one. I gave you that game. So he said, well, hopefully it won't be this Friday.
We've had a couple of real barn burners with Logan Grizzlies. There was, I can't remember, there was one game, it was an overtime game, and I think Morrison was quarterbacking, and it was 4th and 1 in overtime, and he fumbled trying to surge one last time into the end zone, and they won it in overtime. That was another great ball game. So we have a great rivalry with Logan. One thing that I'm impressed with both teams tonight is they've been very clean. The shots have been very clean. The blocking has been very clean. There's been some penalties, but on the whole, there hasn't been any fights or any display of temper. I'm very impressed with both teams' discipline tonight.
This is Dan, where are we? About the 26-yard line.
26-yard line, and
good field position.
I think they're going to grind it out a little bit. We may see a few more pass plays. Stewart guiding the team down. Needs to hang on to that football. There's that handoff. A nice gain that time. Minute and 14. They got to be careful of that clock, though. They can't let it get too far down, Shrek, because unless they're going for a field goal, and I don't know if that's their plan. I'm sure they want to go for a touchdown, but I guess that might be in the back of their minds if they have to.
This is a big second down play because they're still a little out of field goal range.
Stewart rolling, looking. There's a man open, but he underthrows him that time. So we have a third down play, I think, coming up. The pass was intended for Ryan Shaw. He was wide open, but Stewart that time looked like he lost his footing a little bit.
Just a little bit underneath him. Another good rush by the...
There's going to be a
defensive
timeout.
line.
The Bees are going to take that time. Oh, the Grizzlies are going to take the timeout. That's a surprise.
This is such a big play for Logan right here. They want to cover all the bases. Don't want to get them near another first down that would be close to field goal range. Or
Well, Wes Roesler is out there with his team. What do you think he's going to call? 3rd and 10. You think he's going to throw it to Shaw, his big man?
I think he's going to throw it up here. I don't think that he'll run it.
You think he's going to throw it to Shaw?
I think he might. It'll be a pattern. I think it'll be across the middle. I think it'll be a misdirection pattern. He'll have receivers clear him out the opposite direction, and he'll get a receiver coming back. You know, that's fun to sit up here and guess like this.
Yeah, should Logan maybe key on Shaw and then
I think the
go
Logan
for the chances?
I think the Logan defense, they're going to be sending guys. I think they're going to be sending a couple guys. The defensive backs are going to be playing back. The linebackers will drop just behind the first down marker and make them catch in front of it.
Well, maybe what they'll do is this is a 2-down play, really, because you know they're going to go for it 4th down. So we'll see how much yards they can pick up this down. The man open, and it's knocked out by Logan. So this is it for the Bees. 4th down. This is the last play of offense, probably for the Box Elder Bees tonight, because you know Logan can run out the clock. This is it.
I think they'll go
Well,
more
I called
for
it
the
right,
first
didn't I?
down. You did. They
And
went
I
right
think
to
Logan
Shaw.
called it 2 for 2 because they doubled Jim Shaw.
Yep,
Yeah, I really think that you were right. Maybe the misdirection would have helped. Maybe throw to the other side because they were all with Shaw. 4th down. It looked like a mix-up. There's a mix-up on the play.
They still got the ball. Birdo's got a chance.
Rodriguez picked up the ball. He could go in for the touchdown.
Go blocking. He's got a first down. Fantastic pickup by
First down.
Birdo.
Berto Rodriguez picked up the fumble. Is that what happened?
That was Joe Stewart knew that he was being caught. He knew
pitched
that he
it
wouldn't
back.
get, and he pitched it. And Birdo Rodriguez
All right,
picked
so
it up.
30 seconds left in this game. What happened was he was knocked down. Joe Stewart very alertly pitched the ball back to Berto Rodriguez. What a heads-up play by Joe Stewart, only a junior in high school, to come up with that 30 seconds. There's going to be a timeout for the Logan. That has to be their last timeout.
That was
That is it.
We saw
That is
that
just
happen
one of those
last
miracle plays.
We saw that happen last week when the Boxcar carrier got piled up on the 4th down, the last offensive play of the game, and he pitched it back. It didn't work for the Bees last week, but it came up for him.
That was absolutely incredible. Let's give a lot of credit to Joe Stewart and Berto Rodriguez, who was sharp enough to know when his quarterback was in trouble and then be there for that pitch back. But Joe Stewart, to have that much awareness with that many men on him, that's some great thinking. And Joe Stewart's a bright young man, as everybody knows. And so what a wonderful play, great play. That's 21-20 now, 30 seconds left.
Responsibility for that pitch man is to stay on the pitch route and stay with his quarterback. See what happens to him, especially on that 4th down play. See what would happen.
No, for them.
We come back onto the...
Yeah, whoever made the tackle for the Logan Grizzlies really did a great job. I'm trying to stand up here, Trek, because everybody has me blocked out. The band is up. So let's stand up with everybody else. They got the whole stadium is on their feet with 30 seconds left. Stewart just keeps it himself and tries to go in, but there's nothing there. 26 seconds, 4 seconds run off the clock. 1st and 4. Now, I think what the Bees are trying to do, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're trying to keep that ball right in the center to try a field goal if they don't get in for the touchdown, because that would be the best thing to do. Get it down as far as you can, keep it in the middle of the field, right on the hash mark.
You made the point earlier tonight, Joe, about the powerful left side of the offensive line. I'd be surprised if they don't try that left side. They've had such success handing it off to Graves, going that left side. I would see him going back there.
I would go that side, too. There seems to be just a little weakness in Logan on that side. But what an absolutely, we thought the game was going to be over, and all of a sudden Box Elder is in scoring position. You gotta think that Logan's hearts are pumping, adrenaline's pumping, but also they're thinking just a little bit. They thought the game was won a few seconds ago, and now they're facing maybe defeat. They're bringing in some big men. Number 67 comes in for Box Elder.
A big region game here. First region game.
First region game. It's important because it may decide who goes to state or who stays home. Joe Stewart looking, throws
it. I can't believe it. He threw the ball.
He threw the ball.
They
did he score?
He did. Steve Graves caught that pass.
I think they signaled touchdown.
They did. It's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown by Steve Graves. Joe Stewart threw the football. And I was just saying, it was a pass to Steve Graves. Joe Stewart, who I think has got to be my offensive player of the game. I'm sorry.
He's got ice water in those veins.
All right, we'll see what happens. The ball's up. It's right down the middle this time. Box Elder goes ahead 27-21. That means a touchdown is the only thing that can beat the Bees. Now you go in that prevent defense. You stop Logan from scoring, and that's the only thing. And you got to watch for the trick play. You know what's coming up.
Yeah, Coach Christensen has a whole bag full of tricks in his game book.
But my offensive player of the game right now is Joe Stewart.
What composure.
That shows a great deal of composure. I was just talking to his father not too long ago, and I said that young man is going to be a seasoned veteran and think next year he's got another year.
He does. These big games are going to give him that much more confidence.
Well, he doesn't lack confidence. That's the one thing. The one thing that's exciting about him is that he's intelligent as well as confident.
That's good.
Good combination.
Got to cover up here, make sure, prevent the big play.
Now I would, if I were them, I'd kick the squibbler, run as much time as you can off the clock, make them run it back, and then tackle him deep.
And let them kick a field goal. I mean, you're keeping them out of the end zone here.
That's
you don't
right.
care what they do.
Let them kick a field goal. Just keep them out of the end zone. No bombs. I'd play 5 men deep, maybe rush 4 only. Joe Stewart's got some adrenaline pumping. We'll see how far he can kick that football, but I'd keep it on the ground. I'd kick it deep, but I'd kick it on the ground. But we'll see what they do, because you can't run off much time when the man catches it directly.
As soon as the offensive team touch it, that clock's going to start.
Yeah, that's what he does. He kicks the squibbler, but it's to the up man. He's going to run out of bounds.
Yep.
That's a good move by the Grizzlies. They only kicked off 4 seconds.
Brent Palmer on that ball for Logan.
This game isn't over yet, though, because I'll tell you what, that quarterback can throw a football.
They got at least 3 plays that they can run
We're
here.
talking about Ty Kidman, and Kidman can throw a football, so don't leave, folks.
We're
Keep
gonna
that TV right where it is. I know next week I'm going to be watching this on tape delay. I want to hear this go through the excitement again.
Yep.
Well, we have the wave going, the Box Elder wave, kind of like the Atlanta Tomahawk. 16 seconds left. Box Elder in prevent defense, just like I said. A lot of men back. Kidman, here comes the rush. He's going to be hit. Ball's up in the air. Almost intercepted, and the ball falls incomplete. 9 seconds left.
That was a good play by number 22 of Box Elder, Eric Hawk. Played back there.
And 68, let's give him credit. He really put a lot of pressure on Kidman. 68 is who?
Muhlstein, I think. Brian
Muhlstein. Good pressure by Brian Muhlstein. And, you know, it's got to be a letdown for Logan when they thought they had this ball game won, and now all of a sudden the Bees turn around and score a touchdown on a pass play.
And you think that the play that hurt them early in that drive was the roughing the passer back there.
That's right.
That kept the drive, and that's one of those preventable things that they can take back.
9 seconds left. Can the Bees hold one more time? I think they have time for one more play. That's Logan. They're going to air it out. That's Kidman. He's going to air it out.
Here comes a little hook
right
and ladder.
over the middle. And they were trying to pitch back, but they were ready for it. Penalty on the play. The game cannot end on a penalty.
Nope. We've got
2 seconds left. That's going to be, I think it is unnecessary roughness, but I didn't see it. I thought it was a bad call, personally. I didn't think it was unnecessary. Wait, holding is the call.
He called a personal foul. So it would be an unnecessary roughness.
What was it after the whistle? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think they called it after the whistle.
Well, there's 2 seconds left, so Kidman and the Grizzlies are still alive.
Yep.
And they're going to try that little pitch flea flicker, whatever you want to call it.
Little hook and ladder, San Jose pitch hook and ladder play.
You know, the Bees must have scouted that a little bit because they were waiting for that, though, and they tackled that man immediately before he could even pitch it back.
The linebacker was right on.
The time ran out because the Grizzlies had no timeout.
As soon as the ball was set.
That's right. So the Box Elder Bees, that's exactly right. The referees called it exactly right because, wait a minute, now they're talking it over. But I think that's right because with no timeouts, as soon as the ball is played, it's an automatic first down, but the clock starts again, I think.
I think they're going to have one more play here because
Okay, they're going to have one more play. I bet we're going to have to put 2 seconds back on the clock, but we'll see. We'll wait for the official determination.
They need to get all those people out of the end zone. The cheerleaders are down there. They're playing some prevent defense down there.
Rob, they can get a penalty. I'm serious. You better tell them.
They could be penalized if you're off the field because we still have time there.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to penalize either team. They had both teams coming out and
Yeah, he wound the clock. I saw him, but I thought it was but see, on a penalty, it was an automatic first down. Well, we're trying to sort things out here at Ferguson Field. The clock is at 0. I talked to the timekeeper. He said that he did wind the clock, the officiator, and I saw him do that as well. And so I think we're going to have to put 2 seconds back on the clock.
There's a smart heads-up play. Coach Christensen took advantage of that. He goes out there and tells his offensive team, use it as a timeout.
Yeah, they used it as timeout,
Yeah,
talked
that
over a
was
play. That was really smart. I think the Bees, all they did was kind of have a lot of excitement and revelry, and they didn't get much accomplished at all. But the Bees know that Kidman's going to air it out. I mean, what else can he do? I think there's just 2 seconds on the clock, and so that's what they're going to do. They're going to have to put 2 seconds back on the clock, and then we're going to see the last play of the game, and it'll either be a touchdown or the end of the ball game.
Yep.
Now, that would be interesting if they scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
so then it would go into an extra point.
That extra point would be a big one, too. I tell you what.
That is interesting. This is an interesting ball game, I'll tell you.
I think they'll probably just have the referee keep the time with it only 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're just going to click it off on the field. There's no sense of setting the game clock at 2 seconds.
I don't know what they're explaining down there.
Well, I think they're explaining that this is the last play. What else? I don't know what else they could do. I think he's going to keep it like you said. There's 2 seconds left. There's 1 play left in the game. Kidman's going to air it out, and we're going to see if the Box Elder defense can stop it. I mean, all you do is contain here. You stay right with your man. You stay in his hip pocket.
Yep.
That's the only thing you can do right now.
We don't have a penalty here on the defense.
Kidman.
So short.
And that's it. Now the game's over. So Box Elder will go away with the first region victory in Region 5 against the Logan Grizzlies, and give a lot of credit to both teams. You know, I hate to say this as an announcer because it's so cliche, but you really hate to see a team lose in this ball game because both teams played excellent football tonight. The Box Elder Bees took advantage of a break, and then a heads-up play by Joe Stewart tonight when he was stopped, honestly stopped. Now, I think in college, that's called forward progress or something, and they would have blown the whistle. But in high school, you have to down the man, you told me, Trek. Is that right?
Well, they do have the forward progress in high school, but
he was still moving.
I think he was still leaning forward, and the rest on that type of play, I think they're going to give him a little more. You got to bring the guy down. If it's a 4th down last play of the game, you got to bring him down.
That's a good point. And they didn't bring him down, and he pitched to Berto Rodriguez, and Berto Rodriguez scampered for, 30 yards or something. And that showed his speed.
Yep.
And then the next couple of plays, I didn't think he was going to do it, but Stewart threw a touchdown pass to Graves.
Complete surprise. I know the Logan defense was completely caught off guard on that, and I have to agree with you. If you're going with Joe Stewart as your offensive player of the game, that was he just played a fantastic game here.
Well, we're hearing that Joe Stewart dropped the football, but I thought he pitched it back. I never saw the ball
I'm almost sure that he did on a 4th down. He's got nothing to lose. He knew he was stood up.
Maybe he
had
dropped
to get rid of it.
We don't know. We're trying to get the correct play on that, but we thought he pitched it back. Maybe he dropped it, because that is true in high school football. You can advance a fumble.
I guarantee whatever his mind was thinking, he knew he wasn't going to get it. It was just like the play last week. The guy knew he wasn't going to get it, and he got rid of it.
Well, that's the end of the ball game, and like I said, we hope to have our post-game show with either Coach Quilling or Wes Roesler immediately after this. And so the score right now, 26. It's for the 27 for the Box Elder Bees and 21 for the Logan Grizzlies. And we'll be back for our post-game show after this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, an exciting finish at Ferguson Field tonight, 27-21 in favor of the Box Elder High School Bees over the Logan Grizzlies in the first Region 5 win for the Box Elder Bees. And with me, defensive coordinator Shane Quilling. And Shane, I know you're almost out of breath, and you're probably hoarse. You're like I am. You like to do a lot of yelling when you're coaching. But that was an exciting finish. Let's clarify one thing real quick. On the play where Stewart looked like he was stopped, did he fumble the football and then Berto Rodriguez picked it up, or did he pitch it back to Berto Rodriguez?
My voice is bad. My wife tells me I got to relax a little bit on the sidelines. But, yeah, Joe, we call it 28-speed option pass. That pass that we went for a touchdown on them 2 receivers, and we tried it again, and Stewart fumbled the ball. We got a little break. Berto just happened to be in the right spot, picked the ball up, and we got it down
so
there.
Then obviously he did fumble the football. But, you know, we gave Joe Stewart the offensive player of the game tonight. And the reason that we did that is that I was so impressed with this young man as a junior for his composure in this type of game.
Yeah, Joe's a very smart kid, and I'm glad we have him at QB. It's a whole new system compared to what they ran last year. Our Lions really had a tough time getting it down because it's the zone blocking. You just don't block the man over top of you. And our quarterback has got to be able to read the guard, got to read the defensive tackle on the end. So, I mean, you just can't run the ball. You got to read. It's a read offense, and you got to hand off or keep it. So I'm glad we have Stewart.
Okay, great. Let's go to the touchdown pass just a little bit, the final touchdown pass. I think everybody was surprised, including Logan's defense, that you threw the football to Graves. Design play and why?
Well, Graves is just a sophomore, but the kid runs hard, as you see watching on watching the game, he really gets after it. There was not much time left on the clock. We had no timeouts left, and we knew we had to throw twice. Had to throw twice and kick the ball. Scott Roach, our kicker, had broke his glasses so he couldn't see. So we were getting kind of worried because he couldn't even see he could see the ball, and that was about it. He's like me, I'm blind, but it was just it was called a B4 or A4, and we just put the back out in the flat, and Grace got the ball. It worked out great.
Then obviously that answers my next question. Then what happened is that because Roach broke his glasses, he wouldn't have been able to kick the field goal. What about Stewart? Could he have?
Yeah, we had Joe kick it, but we were hoping we could maybe get it in there, and the 2 plays we had, maybe throw it in the end zone.
So you did have in mind, though.
So Stewart does kick.
You would have probably tried to field goal.
Yeah,
with Joe
Stewart's
Stewart.
our second kicker. Just because we have him doing everything. He returns, he kicks off, and he's QB. So we try to not let him do as many things, but. We would have kicked it with Stewart.
Well, I tell you, another valuable play that Stewart gave you was that beautiful punt when he pinned Logan. And he must have kicked 65 yards on that punt, and that pinned him very deep in their end zone. And then they made a couple mistakes and turned it back over to you. So Stewart really is, what do you want to say, a jack of all trades.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. He's just a junior, and that punt's hard. You go out there and he practices every day, and he's noticed when the kick goes right, it spirals just like a pass, and he just nailed it. Comes off, turns out the foot, and we pinned him deep. I was telling the defense in the first half. So maybe we're going to get into that, but
yeah, I want to talk about that just a minute. Yeah, I was going to say he really did what he did is he kicked it over the receiver's head, and they had to go back and get it. That was a great punt, and he was really rushed on that punt.
Oh, great punt. We had a guy missing on the line there. Our left tackle ran it up on the right side, if you noticed. And he wasn't, so we had a big hole on the left. That's why they came through.
Right.
We were lined up. We had a guy hurt, and we had to put a new kid in, and he forgot.
Shane, kind of a sore spot, but a lot of people have asked this, and I guess I better ask it too, because that's my job. Box Zeller has always been very vulnerable to that pass in the secondary, and I hate to get to that, but it seems like the middle seems to be wide open quite a bit. They were really killing you over the middle, and the fly patterns. I'm sure you're working on that a lot during your practices. But is there a solution to that problem in the future when you play a passing team?
Yeah, it's like I'm just new this year, so I can't tell you much what happened in the past, and we're working on it every day. But as you saw in the first half, and you'll see on film, we're in cover 2. We got 5 under, and we're 2 deep. We're in a perfect defense. First time, that was to be Cole Beecher sitting on the hash, and he bites inside on the running back coming up the seam, and he's late, and he gets turned around, and he doesn't get there. And the second
I noticed you even went over and coached him and said, look, you need it, because the one time it was almost an interception, and you said he should have went, I think you told him he should have went for the interception.
Yeah, and the second time it happened to be Cole again, and he went for the interception. You just got to run through the ball carrier. There we were 2 man. We were a man underneath with 2 deep. So we have man underneath and 2 back in halves. And the second time he's there, but he doesn't tackle the guy, so we get beat there. And the other touchdown where they scored on goal line down there, we were lined up wrong. So 3 plays in the first half where we screw up. It's just the kids not being disciplined enough. They ran defense last year. I watched on film. They rolled a lot. They didn't have to sit in a zone.
Right.
They didn't have to go to a flat. They rolled to which way the offense went, so there's no discipline in a defense like that. And our defense is set up. Everybody's got a zone on the field. In cover 2, we have 5 people underneath. In 5, fields divided in 5s plus 2 half people. And it's just getting the kids disciplined. And like you said, we're right there, but we're not there quick enough.
Right,
it's just getting our kids disciplined, and we work on it in practice, and hopefully we're going to get there.
Well, I think it helped a little bit tonight because it seemed like Hans Peterson picked off a real nice interception, and that really got you back in the ball game, and so a lot of credit to him tonight.
Oh, big play. Hans, I've been on him a little bit the last couple of weeks. Both corners, even in cover 3 when we have 3 deep, they've been running by us. Our corners just don't turn and run quick enough, But we're working on it, and Hans had, great big play. I thought they were going to go down and score, but we needed to pick.
Oh, finally Coach Razor does come, the head coach. Maybe we can get you on here just for a minute, Coach. We've been talking to Coach Quilling.
One more thing. I told the defense at halftime, we come out second half, we shut them off, we're going to win the game because I knew we were going to have offense was going to score.
Right. One other thing, now we gave Steve Gailey the defensive player of the game. So we really thought he played an outstanding game. First we thought that was Steve Blanchard. So we gave it to the wrong guy. But
Steve Gailey had some great pass rush. Our defensive tackles played a great job. They got in there. I don't know how many sacks we had, but I think it was 4 or 5 sacks we had. And they're coming. We get them to use their hands. The defense they played last year, they played with tackles 150 pounds, and they just shot the gaps. Our defense is a read defense. We read the tackle. the guard on top of us, and then we got to play. We just don't shoot. So it's a read defense, you read it, and then we got to make a pass rush and get the job done. We're
All
coming.
right. Coach Quilling, thanks a lot for coming by. I've got Coach Wes Roesler
All right, thank
here.
you.
Coach Wes Roesler and Coach Quilling almost went flying out the door there. Coach Wes Roesler, a brand new head coach for Box Elder High School. Bruce, we got a few more minutes, do we? Okay. Okay. Well, Coach Roesler, I've got to say, this is probably one of your most exciting wins in Utah. First one. First region win game, so you must be excited about it.
Well, I figure, you know, if everything goes the way the ratings are, Logan was picked to be the second or third best team in the region. And if we were going to get to the playoffs, this was a real pivotal game. I hate to put that kind of pressure on the kids right away because we're still about 2 weeks away from being where I want to be. We're still learning our offense and our options, and, you know, we're still asking a lot of questions out there. But we came up with a new offensive set tonight. We ran a lot of unbalanced line, and I think that really helped us. Plus, by running an unbalanced line, we were able to put our second-best blocker, Scott Roach, on the team. See, our three best blockers are Ryan Shaw, Steve Blanchard, and Scott Roach. And Scott Roach was a backup tight end. By running this unbalanced line, we were able to start him.
Right. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Logan Grizzlies. They came out really fired up, and they really played well offensively. Kidman really throws well.
Yes. And, you know, what they were beating us on is that they were running that, you see it in high school or in colleges and pros every Saturday and Sunday. We were running a cover 2, that's 5 under and 2 deep, and that little 15-yard seam out to the sideline, we weren't covering it because we weren't getting a good enough hit on the wide receiver, and then the halves guy, the free safety, wasn't breaking fast enough. And then, you know, we had some stats on them when they were going to pass, and so we started blitzing the linebackers, and that really helped us as far as getting a pass rush, because we sacked him, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
you sacked him more than that. Coach, we gave the offensive player of the game to Joe Stewart. I just think that young man played with such composure tonight in such a difficult situation.
Yeah, he had every right to get down on himself because he made some key mistakes, but he came back and tried to make up for it, and that's the kind of guys you want at quarterback.
That's right. And the other person that we thought played outstanding tonight defensively was Steve Gailey.
Yes, Steve Gailey played a great defensive game, and so did Tom Sedal.
Yeah, we thought Tom did a nice job. We had Gailey on about 9 or 10 tackles, though he was either assisting or putting pressure on that quarterback almost all night tonight.
Well, in the last 3 years, I've coached in 3 different states, and I'll tell you, our 2 inside junior linebackers are as good as anybody I've seen. So that really helps us, too.
Well, Coach, let's look forward to the next game. Is it
Okay.
Mountain Crest?
Mountain Crest?
Is it
See,
Mountain Crest?
Mountain Crest.
Okay, well, Mountain
I
Crest...
hardly know the schedule. I know it's Mountain Crest. I thought we were playing Bear River 2 years 2 weeks from now, and here we're playing Ogden.
No, I think it is Mountain. Is it Mountain Crest, Bruce? Is that our
Mountain
next
Crest and
one?
Ogden.
Okay, Mountain Crest. Well, what do you think? Have you even
We haven't
scouted
even looked
them
at them yet, but we played 7-on-7 against them this summer, and if they get the pass blocking, they could complete every pass. They're that good.
Are they as big as they were last year, Coach? They
I
had
don't
a
think
couple
no, they
of
aren't quite
Samoan
as big.
boys. Did they graduate? They were really tough.
They have Fifi back, and
Okay.
and he's 250, 260, but their defensive line is all graduated. So if we got a chance to be in the game, we got to move the ball.
And you're playing them there.
And
So it will be a tough ball game.
Right.
Well, Coach Wes Roesler, congratulations on your first region win at Box Elder High School, and may you have many more.
Thank you.
Well, this is Joe Batesville for Trek Lions saying the final score here at Ferguson Stadium. The Bees come out with a last-second victory, 27. The Logan Grizzlies, 21. Good night.